What's up, YouTube? I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are doing well. Come on in the room. I am quite confused. I am quite confused. Come on in the room. I'm confused. My name is floating all around here for stuff, blaming me for stuff that, Lord have mercy. So anyway, you all, I actually went on YouTube and Sean Bradley was on, and I'm confused. First of all, I was never mad at Villanora because of what happened on her platform. I said what I said on the platform. And yeah, I may have that position in that department, but that don't mean that I lost a job. So I'm not mad at anybody. What's up, Tracy? Um, I cussed that person out. And I, this is scuffing up old stuff again. First of all, I don't have any problem with V. Lenore. I really didn't. And I really didn't have a problem with V. Lenore at that time. Now, let me say this again, because what's his name? What's the man's name from Detroit, Lord? What's his name? Y'all help me with the man's name. Please help me with that man's name. What's going on with Dope? No, 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 no. The other guy from Detroit who was he was jumping on the situation with Rob Rax. What's his name, y'all? No, you all, he don't come on that much anymore. And he was trying to do news. Troy Allen, thank you. Troy Allen. So Troy Allen really came to my defense on this. Me and Villanora was having a civil conversation. Properly Bonafide came in and she was being extremely rude. And I just got tired of her mess and said what I said. And pretty much did what I did. I do not blame Villanora for that. Villanora never called anybody. Why would I be mad at Villanora? Now, there are some other things Villanora might have done that irked me, but that wasn't it. And I'm so tired of these simple-minded, one-track thinking people thinking that they know what happened. Chelsea, properly bona fide, got read the rights, rather, because she came in, interrupted a conversation, and tried to show out. And I showed out right with her. And guess what? I'm not mad at Villanora because of that. So this little narrative, this little slant that I was upset, it sounds ludicrous. It sounds ludicrous. So I guess now her and Quanie and folk are fighting, and I could care less. Let me tell you something. I care less what Quanie thinks about me, because I really don't think about her. The woman is vile. She's disgusting, and I don't pay any attention. I just leave her exactly where she is. So I just wanted to set the record straight, because this lie that I was upset with Villanora, I'm not upset with Villanora, and I'm not upset with Villanora now. So I wanted to straighten that out, because that's a whole complete lie. What happened was Chelsea came, she was acting really off and coming at me, and I came right at her. And I don't blame Villanora for that. Villanora was just trying to keep her platform. And at the end of the day, Villanora can't stop Chelsea and I from going at it. I don't blame Villanora for that. That's stupid. I mean, that is a juvenile way of thinking. And I don't believe Sean with all this training and all of this stuff he does and so intelligent. I don't know how he came up with that because definitely false. And that may be one of the reasons why he can't get into Onyx because he's not a logical thinker. That would be absurd for me to blame Villanora for something that Chelsea and I did. We were going at each other. Villanora ain't had nothing to do with it. And nobody ambushed Chelsea. Chelsea came on. She was acting a whole butt. And I got tired of it. And I went off on her. And it's just as simple as that. And Troy Allen was there to say, no, nobody ain't came for you. You acted stupid. You were coming for me. And then when somebody snapped back on you and called you a name, you really got touched in your spirit. Because, see, I try not to curse at people. I try not to go there because I can't. And she got that brunt. She got that word and didn't know how to handle it. And I don't blame Villanora for that. I don't even blame the people who called the job because all they did was just transfer me to another place. So ain't no big whoop. Ain't no big whoop. So, I mean, that's what I had to say. But, you know, that person is a crap starter. I ain't going to even say the word, but yeah. So I just wanted to say that. I thought that was funny. I'm listening and I'm like, is this Negro crazy? Who Chelsea needs to be mad at is Sean. Sean has been dogging you out, girl. He dogged you out with the friendship. Sean dogged you out, had all of the people at the Fresh Collection or Collective or whatever you call it, turn against you. Then got on camera and admitted, I guess we weren't friends. Because I ain't your friend, and I ain't never claimed to be your friend. So it is what it is. Yeah, hey. But me ambushing you, Villanora and I don't work behind the scenes. You came on acting like a whole butthead. And I got tired of it. And I said what I said. And it happened and it did what it did. And that's it. That's all. That's it. And that's all I have to say about it. But, you know, I guess she was talking about me. And then it went on to something else. And I guess because I did not listen to her conversation. And I already heard she did a 3-hour live. And, you know, I heard Quanie say that she's just like Jay Wilson. No, she's not. She's not. I'm from Florida. And all of this stuff. But, yeah, no, she's not. No, she's not. Absolutely not. So I listen to Quanie and stuff, and that's a hateful shrew. And this is what I don't get about Quanie. You know, Quanie, you know, you are funny. You're funny. And this is why I don't bother you. And this is why I know you ain't crap. I'm trying to refrain from cussing because, you know, I want to call her what I really want to call her. But Quanie, if I'm not mistaken, Sean Bradley dropped your camel looking face behind in Las Vegas. He embarrassed you in front of Club Chat, told you after you have bought all of that stuff, bought your hotel room, purchased all of this stuff, that you were not welcome because some people in Club Chat felt uncomfortable. And Quanie, you called me and you bawled your freaking eyes out. You cried uncontrollably. You was there with Curtis and you up here talking to me and Curtis is in the room. I had to talk you off the ledge because you wanted to go and turn it out at Sean's event. And I talked you out of it and say, no, Quanie, don't do that. This man embarrassed you. And then to confirm the story, Leo the Lioness just told it. And again, I don't talk to Leo, but Leo definitely validated my story that you was crying to her too. And she wanted to be a friend with you and meet you. Girl, You are lonely. You are miserable. You cried over a whole gay man and had your man in the room and he was crying because you could not go to Sean's event. Now you over there kissing, but after that man made you look like a whole ass. And that's what you're doing. And you know what? This is why I don't mess with you. This is why I don't mess with you. You tend to forget things. You have a short memory span. And soon as somebody paying you some attention, you up in their face again. I don't have nothing to do with you. I will never forget how weak and how pathetic you looked. You have a whole man in your room, Curtis, in your room, and you spent the whole time in Vegas talking to me, crying, mad, because Sean Bradley dropped you. You were the one who told me that Sean Bradley had a timeshare and he was getting kickback from the people at the timeshare, and that folk would have to go to classes and stuff because of the timeshare, and he was getting kickback. Didn't you tell me that? You told me that, sis. You were spilling all the tea because he hurt your feelings. That's what you said. So again, I don't pay you any attention because you are a flip-flopper. You ain't crap. You just like Lindsey Graham. Wherever, wherever the wind flies, that's where you are. And this is why I don't bother you. This is why I leave you alone. This is why I don't. And the only reason I heard your grating voice was because you up there throwing them lies, you and Sean. And you know what? You are just like him. Just like him. But the sad part about it is he dogged you out. And he throws you a little bone. And you all happy again. Because you are accepted. And I don't know what Properly Bonafide said that you his puppet, but I tell you what, you like to be in his presence. I don't know if it's puppet, but I know you like to be in his presence. And I know he did you wrong. And I know he made you look like a whole fool. And now you back in his face. I don't know if it's up or not. I really don't know. And truth be told, quiet be kept, I never told anybody to take it down. I don't know where that lie surfaced either. I didn't tell anybody to take it down. I didn't tell nobody to take it down. You know, it may have been against YouTube guidelines. I don't know. I don't know. But I will say it was not an ambush. I will say that Chelsea came up and was acting like a whole butthead. And then she wanted to cry and act like the victim. And it is what it is. You know, people try to rewrite history, and you can't. You can't, especially when I was there. And nobody ambushed Chelsea. I am not mad at V. Lenora. For what? I mean, I came on her platform. I made the choice to come on her platform. And as far as I was concerned, me and V. Lenore had a civil conversation. It was not until Chelsea came up and tried to be irritant that we had an issue. So don't even try to blame that on V. Lenore. Now, me and V. Lenore have not always seen eye to eye. We have not gotten along, but it's not because of that. That's a lie from the pit of hell because that's not true at all. So I just want to clear that up. It's like, again, these people try to rewrite history and all of that stuff. Yes, Chelsea and I had a major fallout. Yes, we did on Villanore's channel. And yes, somebody did call one of my many jobs. Now, again, I was let go from that department, but it doesn't mean I was let go. I might have been transferred, but I'm not mad about it. And I was, but I'm not upset at all. And why should I be upset at Villanora about something that we did? That's stupid. That's just plain ignorant. So I don't know where that lie came from, but I had to really rectify because Sean always try to rewrite some stuff. And I mean, I'm telling you, the hatred or the jealousy or whatever you want to call it, it shows. I don't even mention you. And you just have this obsession. But I'm gonna let you be obsessed. I'm gonna let you do what you gotta do. But please don't lie. And Quanie, please stop being used for a fool because Properly she may be onto something. You may be a puppet. And I didn't think about that until I thought about that Vegas trip. And I'm like, wait a minute. I said, Quanie, that man made Quanie look like a whole fool. I had Quanie crying in the room. Quanie was crying uncontrollably. And that's no lie. That's no lie. I have no reason to lie. And again, anyway, I'm back. Oh no, no, no. I'm back. Let me see what y'all had to say because I was no, I didn't. I didn't demand her to take anything down. I mean, that's crazy. Anyway, Properly, I really don't have anything to do with you. I'm really not upset with you. But again, you let people play in your face and you let that woman talk about your mom and all of this stuff. And I had the dignity not to even do that. But again, I guess your hatred or whatever for me allows you to do this. And I don't know if it was said or not. But again, since you're on here, first of all, V. Lenore and I had a proper conversation. I am not mad at V. Lenore. And like I said, I ain't even mad at you. We just had that conversation. And I'm just saying what I said. But I just wear y'all like loose garments because you all truly have some issues and I really don't. I just had to set the record straight that number one, I didn't call. I don't even have V. Lenore's number. I did not petition for anything. Okay. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And so I'm just now you may have a different take on it, but again, I don't have to lie about it. It is what it is. It's past, it's water under the bridge. All I see is people trying to dig up and dredge up stuff that's done and gone. But since, I guess I'm the focus of somebody for 3 hours. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Because again, you know, I don't really say anything about you. I really don't have too much to say about you. And I guess that's the problem. I guess that's what you really want. But you have Bradley, who pretty much told you he's not your friend and pretty much admitted that, yeah, I guess I was wrong and we were not friends. And he betrayed you. And Quanie's doing what she wants and all of this other stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, I really don't talk about you. I really move on because I don't. I mean, I heard you did a 3 hour live. I didn't go watch it. They told me about it. But it seems like the people who you should be focusing on, the people who really talk about you like a dog, and I mean like a dog, you do nothing about. Now you get mad because I talk about you sucking down them shrimps and that sushi and that liquor and light, of course. But you mad. Now I said what I said in V. Lenore's chat because you pushed and I pushed right back, and this is what resulted. And again, it was what it was, and it happened. And I've moved on from it. But again, the people who you need to be doing 3 hour lives about is how Sean did what he did to you and how he betrayed your friendship. Because I never did that to you. I've never took your fresh collective and betrayed you with friends and all of this stuff. That ain't my ministry. I don't know you well enough to even do that. That person you considered a friend at one time. So again, that's I guess that would be sufficient, I guess, to do a 3 hour live on, or somebody dogging your mama out that you do a 3 live. But again, it is what it is, and I'm just saying what I say, and this is how I feel, and I'm just telling you how I feel about it. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And I don't even remember me making light of your child, to be honest. And even that's a stretch because I rarely talk about people's children. And I don't even remember when I said something about your child. And if I made something about your child, it must have been correlation about you. But again, I don't know anything about your child. No, I was in support of you because I always told you that Negro when nobody friend. Oh, I've told you that. And I meant that. And I'm not acting crazy now. And again, so I'm not. But I'm hearing what this Negro is saying. And I'm just calling it like I see it tonight because I told you he wouldn't work crap in the first place. I always told the people that he was a gay in the gay bar who would cause mess in the front room and go in the back room and laugh about it. And that's all I'm saying. So ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed at all. And like I will say again, V. Lenora, I am not upset with her because of that situation. That's old mess that somebody trying to dredge up and get a rise out of because I guess they have no content. It was not an ambush. Um, it was not an ambush because I ain't had time to ambush nobody. And that's it. And like I said, Properly Live, I support you. I thought it was very shady what he did. And he told you, I guess we weren't friends. And I was like, ooh, dang, there you have it. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I mean, he's sitting over there with Quanie talking about you. And then I'm looking at Quanie. And then let me say this. Let me say this properly since you on here. I do agree, now that I think about it, that she is a puppet. Because again, she let a whole man cut her up in front of all of these people and disinvite her in front of a whole group of people after she done paid all that money. And she cried like a baby. I'm telling you, she cried like a baby. This is why I don't have no respect. And now you're right back in his face. It's just like an abusive relationship. So if that's what you want, that's what you get. And that's why I don't really watch. Well, I don't watch you. And then I heard my name, so I'm like, well, let me go ahead and address this. But the boy is a whole liar, and we see it. We see what this is. So I've said what I said. I'm done with it. I'm not mad at Villanora. I never demanded anyone to take anything down. Don't have a number. Don't have an email. Now, I've been mad at Villanora in light far as beef sector stuff, but I didn't have to sit there and have an argument with Properly. It was what it was. Why should I blame Villanora? She just had the platform. Why am I blame that lady for something that we did? Shabba. And then Quanie gonna add her 2 cents and talking about some where you the puppet, Quanie. Well, you in that man's face. And that man can call you up to that platform and you will come. But you didn't feel that way in Vegas. And thank you, Leo the Lioness, for just really just making sure my story was plausible because I don't have to lie about it. So those are my thoughts behind that. And that's it. And truth be told, right now, I don't have nothing against anybody now. I just really wanted to set the record straight. Nobody don't have to lie at all. I don't watch Chopper. That's another person I don't watch either. I'm just looking at these comments that I missed. Ain't gonna be no bloody weekend because I'm gonna enjoy mine. I'm gonna enjoy mine. I see what's going on, but I'm gonna enjoy mine. I'm reading your I'm reading the comments here, y'all. Okay. So anyway, y'all, I'm not mad. I just know what people do. Hey, MIA, I know what people do. I know how YouTube game is played. Um, and I just want to just clear that up. And again, I don't get mad at a baggage handler at the airport throwing luggage on a conveyor belt with them heated floors, child. Again, that goes to show you where people are. And girl, I defended you saying that you were a drunk for the longest. But you can drink throwing people's bags up. Because, let me tell y'all something. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I said, you know what? Now, she may be a gate agent. I said, she may be a gate agent. I know she ain't no flight attendant. But girl, when I found out you was throwing bags on the conveyor belt, I'm like, child, you can drink as much as you want, long as you show up. Anyhow, these people. That's the whole thing. How did I get into this? First of all, because you put yourself in there. And once again, I guess everything was about me, right? Which, yeah. And then he inserted himself in it and he don't care for Properly either. So this is what he does, and of course, his thing is Properly and Jay Wilson just alike. No, Properly is a female. I'm a male. Properly is from Texas. I'm from Florida, and we're not alike. But the thing is, you just can't control. And I guess that's the problem. And nobody ain't following that bull crap and people see you for who you are. And maybe that's what we have in common because we see you for who you are. But child, you need to sit down somewhere. Baby, I don't even watch Dobie. Until Dobie can get her own place and get furniture in it, I don't have time for a woman who up there couch surfing at the age of 50. I won't go there. I won't go there. I won't go there at all. Looking like a bootleg Alice Walker. I will not go there. Oh yeah, I worked, and Quanie was going there like she really knew. Child, yeah, whatever. And let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Now I'm gonna be very, very honest and very transparent. I don't have a problem with properly bona fide. We throw shade back and forth. I know she's been doing a whirlwind marathon, but I can appreciate that properly bona fide could complete college and finish a degree. Not saying if you didn't that you're nobody, but it takes a special person to do that. I am happy that sis girl is doing what she needs to do for herself. It seems like she is a straightforward person, and I can appreciate that. So I admire that. I think that's great. So I don't hate properly bona fide. Now I don't watch her a whole lot, but I don't hate her, and I'm gonna say that. But we are not alike because she's her own person. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I can tell you what, she ain't filed for bankruptcy twice and been losing houses and stuff. I tell you that. You ain't seeing that on her record. So, anyway, here's a man who, again, yeah, it's just funny. It's funny. He tried to do that with Tracy. He just, it's funny. He just likes to divide, and I see it for what it is. Well, it's no difference to settle. I'm not upset with properly bona fide. I'm really not. However, all of this fool la la and craziness and stuff, you know, the dude ain't her friend. And I see what he tries to do. But I called that when they met and he said what he said to her. And that's the same thing he probably did to Spill It Boy because it's all about him. It's never been about anyone else. It's all about him. And if he can't be seen or if he can't shine, then he don't need your friendship. And it's very transactional. It's very transactional. So it is what it is. And with the Quanie thing, child, I done said what I said for that. And mm, child, no child left behind in some houses, but not all. That's all I can say. So, anything else before I close? I'm gonna put my little commercials in. And let me say this, you all. I don't put my commercials in. I let the commercials be placed automatically. But if you don't want commercials, you can always become a member or get a premium, and you can skip over the commercials. I just want to say that. Y'all, I'm telling you, I'm getting ready to go to bed. But I just wanted to come over here and address that. And I'm not upset at all. It is the beef sector, but baby, people will try to spin these narratives and did not tell V Lenore to take the video down. I'm like, yeah, it was what it was, and what was said was what was said. And it got heated. And I'm not blaming V Lenore for anything because that's her platform. And yeah, and she do what she wanted on her platform. It's her platform. Hershey, that may be it. Well, I let the people do it automatically. I'm just saying. Hershey, is he upset you never mention his name? I don't. I don't. Because I don't need to mention his name to do my show. I really don't. And the only reason why I'm doing it today is because there was a lie told and it needed to be clarified. And again, Properly is over here now. And, Properly said the only issue she had with me is I said something about her child, which I'm still trying to remember what I said because I don't come for people's children. So I don't remember that. But again, yeah. And so we throw shade, light shade, what have you. And I haven't gone over to see her 80 Shades of Jay Wilson. I have not. But I guess Sean was over there and he saw it and he saw an opportunity. And that's what he tried to do. And again, I don't blame V. Lenore for anything. I'm not angry at V. Lenore. As a matter of fact, me and Villanora exchanged pleasantries on somebody's platform. Had nothing against Villanora, baby. It's about a coin. It's about money. It ain't about personality and emotions and getting all attached to folk. It's never been about that with me. And I've been quite honest about it. So I'm not going to be to that point. And I'm fine. And if I did lose a job, I don't know what I said properly live. I don't, because if I did, I would recall it and I would tell you what, but I don't really know. I really don't know what I said. It might have been a while, but I really don't. And that's the honest truth. I really don't. Um, but like I said, it's going, and I don't have to talk about him. I really don't. So, she said today was about Quanie vs. She lets others dog her. I messed up and apologized, and she want to fight. I would never apologize. I apologized to Quanie because I cussed her out. This is when I was cussing very heavily before the Lord delivered me, because I cussed Quanie out. I cussed her out, and I wound up finding what the truth was, and I had to come back and apologize to Quanie, and I did it while she was on the platform. But that was truly my fault. But other than that, absolutely not. He don't like Properly either. He don't like nobody. I mean, that's the bottom line. He doesn't. And I don't really care. I just thought he was a loudmouth Bama when I first heard him. And I'm like, oh, he's just loud and ain't funny, just loud and trying to be funny. He's just like a stereotypical character. And I just didn't care for him. It is what it is. Oh, did I apologize to you? Okay. And I probably did. I mean, I apologize. It ain't no, and I'm not taking it lightly, but I do apologize to people if it's wrong and we move on. And we move on. I mean, it is what it is. So let me say, Properly bona fide is on here now. She's on here now. I will drop the link, child, if she wants to come up. Because truly, we believe it, y'all. I don't have a problem with properly bona fide. I mean, he may want me to have a problem with her, but I really don't have a problem with her, and I don't have a problem with B. Lenora. And I don't. I just have a problem with people trying to make up history and trying to lie, and that's what I have a problem with. Um, I felt, now this is my feelings. This is my feelings. This may not be properly feeling, but I was having a conversation with V. Lenora. I felt some kind of way because I'm like, well, where's all of this coming from? And then all of a sudden it escalated and boom, it was that. I did not blame V. Lenora for that. And I did not dislike V. Lenora for that. And I don't recall at any time me asking V. Lenora to take anything down. That's a death sentence in the beef sector. So I know I didn't do that. If you hear it from them, no, I asked them to do it. And so, yeah, it is what it is. Um, and then the Negroes got mad when I got the $3,000 because I had lost my job. And then they got mad because of the $3,000. Okay. And then they got mad because of that. You can't win from losing. He's a manipulator. Quanie didn't even know what was going on, but ran live and attacked Properly and her daughter to please him. That happened. SB said they fell out because of Vlad. They became cool again, and then she called in the show, got into it with James Caldwell, and then wanted him to take the video down. He said no, they fell out. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, the link is dropped. Probably can, if she wants to speak for her. I can't speak for her, but that's all I'm saying. No, 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 no. Shaka LaBelle, and let me say this. I really don't know what Properly Live said. She said that she throws light shade, which she may have. I don't hate people. Y'all gonna realize this. I don't hate people. I come up to do my show. I come up to make my money. I come up to entertain. I like a little controversy every now and again. Okay. And so that's what I do. Properly, if you want to come on live like that, just let me know, because either way, but I know that's you. So I don't want to catch you by surprise. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to bring Properly on. Okay. So I'm adding her to the screen now.
What's up, Jay
So
Wilson?
again, like I said, Properly could do a 5 hour live. I
It
mean,
was no 5 hour line crazy. And it wasn't
well,
all
you
about
know
you.
what I'm
So
saying,
come
three
on now.
hour. But my thing is, I'm not, we go through this every summer. Every season is gonna be this. But I just thought it was interesting what was said, and how they dredging up this old stuff. I had forgot about it until they mentioned it. And I'm like, why y'all bringing this up? This is done, and we moved on from that.
So this is the thing. They trying to bring this shit up because we had a conversation about Villanova. It wasn't even about you. Okay? We had to talk about you because that's where the shit started, where I felt like I was seeing something with Villanova. I'm gonna go anywhere. I have been talking about Jay Wilson for years and have been on his platform afterwards. So people say, I don't know why you over here. My thing is like this. I don't have a hatred for Jay Wilson. I just like I just make money off of commentary about you. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Mm-hmm.
not a hatred, it's not no ugliness. You get it. You say you make commentary about all these people, but you don't feel no kind of bad way about them.
Mm-mm.
That's what I'm doing too. So if you're over here and you loving Jay Wilson, bitch, you should be loving me, okay? Because I don't even really fuck with a bunch of people. I just say my little commentary about Jay Wilson and go on, and I don't make no whole bunch of money, okay? So it's not a really big thing. Now the bitch sitting up here in the comments talking about some, oh, you need help. I don't need help for nobody, baby. I'm the only hoe that you done seen in here besides James Conwell. Well, no, James is with Sean, but still, that I don't need to fuck with. Well, I don't need to ever fuck with anyone. I've never been in anyone's group closest in my group. Okay, so all of that bullshit right there, miss me with all that. You're never gonna make me believe what you're saying on that. The thing about this, Jay Wilson, is this. I thought um, when me and Sean had that one conversation, you were like, "Oh yeah, Sean was a horrible friend. Sean was da. You ain't
I
right,
still
Sean.
I
Da da
still
da
feel
da."
that way. I still feel that
But
way.
whenever you come against me, you try to act like he had did something against me. At the end of the day, you agree with me. That was some bullshit that he did. I don't need
Well,
you to
well,
agree
I
with me,
agree.
but I do
I
understand that
let
when
me
we
say
get to
this. I
beefing,
agree. I agree. And this is the thing. I agree. And so again, I come up with it because it's almost like Quanie too. It's like, girl, he just dogged you out in front of a whole bunch of people, and you still running up there like that. So
I don't run over
I'm
Sean.
like, what appeal, or is it because of the show? Because I'm just asking, is it for the show? Because I know that you came to Atlanta. I thought y'all had reconciled, but then after Atlanta, you all had the conversation, and that's what he said. What he said, and I was just shocked that he said what he said. I'm like, this dude was never your friend, and he didn't
Yeah,
care anything about you in the first place.
that's what I was trying to bring home so everybody can see. I didn't just do that video because I needed to talk to him. I wanted everybody to see. So you saw, and you were like, "Oh yeah, that's some fucked up shit on Sean Bradley Park." But now, yesterday or the other day, you were saying, "Oh, you," in all these couple videos before, you were saying, "Oh, he did you so bad." Da, da, da. I wasn't wrong in anything he did. I didn't fuck up in any kind of way. I was a true friend to Sean. When they were trying to do that shit on the phone with the fresh collectors, that is no slight on me at all. And nobody will ever get me to believe it. That's shady, snaky shit. I've moved on from it, but it is the truth. Whenever we bring up the fresh collector, it must be said. I don't hold nothing against Sean. I see how he did and I moved on. When I went to Atlanta, I wanted to talk to him in person. Do you know that I really knew Sean? I've met him in person before. We talked on the phone for years. I wanted to talk to him in his face in Atlanta, and we did that. And when I walked out of that place in Atlanta, y'all had just left when I got there. He said, I felt like we are not on one accord. We will never see this equally, and as long as we don't see this equally, I can't fuck with him, and I moved on. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I understand that, and I still agree. I think, you know, I know you don't get along with James Caldwell. You know,
I don't have
but
an immediate issue with James right now.
yeah, okay, okay, good. I just wanted to make sure because I know at one point, you know, y'all weren't there,
Yeah.
but he did the same thing, and I feel that he did the same thing, and and even with the show in Atlanta, you know, we were willing to help out, but then when we really started putting two and two together, we like this joke ain't trying to bring nobody to peace. You trying to use both. And I'm like, I'm not here for it. And so a lot of us got it. Now some people got the memo way late, but it is what it is. So I just know what type of person he is, and it is what it is. And we ain't seen no show yet, and we probably and I don't think that we are. But I did meet some cool people. I had a good time while I was there, and it
I'm
was what it
glad.
was. And you move on.
I'm glad. So they want to say something unbought is really bothered by me. They said, "Oh, you had in your title. Let's talk about Jay Wilson." That's what the fuck I do. I don't dog and I don't do no kind of crazy shit. I don't doctor nothing. But I will make commentary about Jay Wilson here and there. Up until recently, I felt like Jay Wilson understood that that's just what we do. We gonna talk here and there, blah, 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 blah. But now I'm looking at the chat, and the chat is really catching feelings.
Yeah, let me say this. You know, I'm not. I just and please pardon me today because I'm really tired. I just finished the rehearsal, and I'm kind of, you know, like winding down. But you always know that it's about my coin. I
Okay.
come up here. It's about doing what I do, entertaining, put my commercials in, and I'm out. And I don't have time to be hating people and stuff because life is too short. And I don't catch emotions. And when I say there's no friends on YouTube, that's for me.
Okay.
Whatever people want to do, that's for them. But for me, absolutely not, because I've seen too many people turn and use people for content, and they're supposed to be cool or they're supposed to be friends. And my thing is, I find people as subcontractors. Some people I don't have a problem with talking to off screen and working with. Some people I would love to work with on screen, but never want to deal with off screen. So I think I said that, and I don't know how clear I can be, but I just don't catch feelings. But I really had to straighten this record because
Okay.
somebody was trying to say that I ambushed you.
No,
I
no,
didn't
no.
ambush you.
I never said nothing about no
No, no,
ambush.
no, no, no. I'm not saying you said it, but the person was saying like you felt that you was ambushed and you was playing the victim. Then they came back and said
Yeah,
that
Quanie.
I did not like V Lenora because she wouldn't take the video down. Why am I gonna be mad at V Lenora? It's her platform. You know what I'm saying? It's her platform. I'm not gonna be mad at the lady because of her platform and what. So I had to clarify that as well. And so I'm not mad at V Lenora. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I've ever verbally or written to her to take any video down.
So
I don't think I
let me
did
tell
that.
you what people are coming from. When she had that shit up about the next day, like after Deanna came out with the shit, and then they started coming on in the black sector saying they were calling your job. She had probably had it up probably 8 to 10 hours. When you came on, you dogged her just like out of the blue. It looked like you were mad because that video was stuff because they kept saying, "Oh, we sending the video in. We got the video." Da da da. It did really come. That's where everybody got that from. But I felt like you were mad at her because the video was still up too. I really did, Jay. And
I wasn't. I wasn't. And at the end of the day, you saw the video when I was crying and all of that stuff.
that was
Child,
fake.
it was what it was. And I got $3,000 and went on and just got sent to another department. It's
Well,
all good. I mean, I'm not really upset. I guess, if that's how people look at it, it is what it is. I mean, people look at a lot of things like that, but I'm really not. And
so
my
why'd
thing
you
is
call her
how
trans? And I'm not trying to be shady at all. So just for clarity, I'm trying to be clear, not shady. Why did you go in about her being you working that light skin shit and you transparent? What made you do that? Because she had came over to
what was that again? I'm sorry. What was that
you
again?
told her she was working that light skin shit and you a translucent and all that shit like that. What made you do that? Because that's where everybody got that you was mad about that video still being up.
Mm-mm. I wasn't mad about the video being up. That was not it. And again, it was some other things of some situations, but that was not it. And like I
Okay.
said, to me, it's water under the bridge. But I'm good. I wasn't mad at her. Again, I'm not gonna be mad at you because of something that happened, and that's it. If anybody, I was like, really, this is what these people do, and this is why I sit back because when people get doxxed, now they feel this is why I don't say anything when people get doxxed because it doesn't matter to you until it happens to you, and I
Right.
just sit back and watch. So no, I wasn't. And like I said, I know what it was meant to do. I know that people wanted to take income away, and people wanted to, I guess, me to lose stuff because that's the feeling of people on
Well,
in
just know
YouTube.
that that night before you attacked me, and I didn't want none of that to happen to you. But you really are not making it clear why you dogged her out the next day. Like, why? What did she do for you to just wild out on her like you did? And this is not me trying to shade you or anything. This is really what the question is. What made you go off on her? What happened?
Well, it's just like I went off on you and everybody else. It was a coin. It worked. I got paid. It was what
Okay.
it was, and I went right on about life. So, I mean, because I'm like I said, I'm not losing sleep about it. But again, that's what you do. It's the B sector. That's what
Okay.
people do, and you roll with it, and that's it.
Okay. So
I
then when
mean,
me and you was talking on there and I said, Jay Wilson, why are you talking about Dovey when you took your people on a $30 bar crawl through San Antonio? What did Baptist Bulldagger and all that, where did that come from? You just got
well,
you were
I
sick
thought it
of
was
it? You were just sick of it?
again. I thought it was rude because V. Lenora and I were having a decent conversation,
But she
and
let me up.
well, she may have set you up, but I know
No,
nothing
let
about
me up.
that.
She didn't set me up. She let me up.
Oh, okay.
See,
So she
Villanora
let you
really right
up.
now thinking I got a problem with her, and I really
Yeah,
don't.
but she let you up. But then I'm like,
Got the
what is
big
this?
one.
And people have issues with me. So it's another content creator who came on and attacked somebody. And I'm like, well, damn, you didn't even say hey. You just came in, tearing folk up. Didn't say hey to the chat, didn't say nothing. You just came in and did XYZ. And I said the same thing as well. I just felt that we were having a civil conversation, and I just said, oh, this is what you want to do. This is how you want to play. So let's play. And that's where I was. I mean, that's where I was at the time. Was it right? No, but if I'm like, let's play, let's go on. And I thought we were having a decent conversation, and it was kind of interrupted. So that's where that came from.
Well,
That's
Jay
how I
Wilson,
felt. That's how I felt.
I feel you really do put your big boy drawers on if you do some shit. So I have to say that about you.
What
Not
happened?
not that boy drawers. I'm just saying your big boy like older. You know your drawers on. Like you put your
Well,
big
I
boy
was a
drawers
fat
on.
boy. I was a fat boy at that time. So you can say fat boy draws because I was
Okay.
probably big at that time.
Okay. So then I want to do this one more thing before you. I don't know how much more you have to say to me. But you said I let Quanie dog my mom. If you listen to any of that shit that Quanie did, how the fuck was I supposed to say? How did I let Quanie do? That's what Quanie does. That doesn't take anything away from me that Quanie is a gutter ass bitch, miserable asshole that says all kind of shit is not in. Oh, you said you tell her I'm at the bar. You said you tell her. You know that would say any kind of shit and think she really doing something when really she's messing up her own persona, her own reputation. You know all kind of stuff like that. Her saying the shit that she was saying about my mom absolutely bothers me 0%. What can I do to avoid her saying that? I don't even care to avoid her saying. Let her do it. It looks worse on her than me. Hello, can you hear me?
Well, I can hear you. But again, can you hear me?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, again, I threw it in there because I was like, now, like I said, I did not see your 3 hour docudrama. I didn't see it.
You is toe up
But,
about that.
but no, I'm not. It can't be tore up for something I ain't see. But I will say, though, to throw shade, I'm like, the people who you need to be talking about, you're not. And you need to be doing a 3 hour docudrama about Sean and Quanie. And that's what I
but
said.
but Jay Wilson, on Tuesday when I was driving back and that whole 3 hour went down, they hadn't started no shit with me. They hadn't done, or they hadn't. There was no shit. Quani got
Hmm.
mad over that 3 hour live because she felt like I had let Chipper the Airs um, comment come up on my channel. But if you watch that video, I was literally driving on the road, me and my daughter. We were in Birmingham. I'm trying to order my food for Saltgrass. I love a range rattler. I know y'all know Saltgrass in Texas, okay? I love
Uh-huh.
a range rattler. That's some bomb ass shit, okay? I'm trying to get my daughter, because my daughter don't drive long hauls. I'm trying to get her from driving like a fool. I'm trying to get her to on the damn not Mac. I just said Mac Quest. So I'm trying to, talk on the phone. They can't hear me now. I'm trying to figure out why they can't hear me with the Bluetooth. All this shit like this, and my cheek hit a comment, and I wasn't even looking because I'm still watching my daughter drive, and this whole went crazy. And then she
Wow.
started all the shit after that. I didn't start with Quani. She
Yeah,
started with
see,
me.
I didn't know. I did not know at all. But why I have you on? What did I say about your daughter? And now, I mean, I'm really serious about
Okay.
that because I don't really remember. And please bring it to my remembrance because I don't.
You were saying that I was a bull. The words you said was a Baptist bull dagger. I'm a carpet muncher. And you said that I only had my daughter because my mother was upset about me being lesbian, which I'm not lesbian at all. And if you think of anything I've said that I've done as a lesbian, so be it. But I'm not a lesbian. I don't identify as a lesbian. I don't act as a lesbian. I don't live my life as a lesbian. And then you said that I had my daughter as a beard because I was a lesbian. You could have
So
just said I
so
was a
so
lesbian,
the
a carpet
dig
muncher, all that, without even bringing my
but the
daughter
thing
up.
is, so the dig was not your daughter. The dig was you and your daughter. So the dig was not really your daughter. And I was wondering, like, what did I say? But the dig was really at you and not your daughter. I mean, I know a lot now. I'm not calling you a lesbian, so let me say that and be clear. But I know plenty of
Today.
lesbians who done had children and they love their children, but they had their children because their mama made them have them children. But they
But
love their children nevertheless. So let me be clear on that. But it
okay.
was not a shot at your daughter. It was a shot at you.
But when you bring up folks' children as if I didn't have my child. Now I didn't have my child out of wedlock, and as though I had her on some other kind of means, then I found out I was pregnant, and I loved her from the time I found out I was pregnant. That's the shot to mothers that you take. When I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, I loved her from that very moment. And for you to try to say I just had her to appease my mom, that's bullshit. That's putting a black mark on my daughter and what she means to me. And that's bullshit. And I feel like men should really understand what the fuck they saying when they saying shit. I literally
Well,
raised
but let
this
me say
child
this
by
though.
hand.
Well,
Hold up, hold
okay,
up, hold up.
I'm
Sean,
not
I mean
mad
not
at you, but
Sean,
no,
excuse
no,
me.
no. Let me say this.
Sean
But
Jay
when we
Wilson.
fight, let me say this though. When we fighting, I don't give five flips because we fight. Now I didn't
No,
mean it.
I don't
Hold on.
never call you the
I
F
didn't
word,
mean
even though
it.
this whole
I,
Shaka
I,
LaBelle is
I,
saying I ain't never in my life
I
called
did
you
not
no
mean it
F
that
word.
way, but when we fighting, I'm fighting. I came from a family of fighters,
Me
eight
too.
brothers and
Man, we
sisters, so
had a
we gonna
we had,
scrap. And my
we had
thing
a
is,
4-3 fight.
okay, I'm just saying. And like I said, now was it meant that way? No, I'm telling you how I meant it, but that's how you took it, and I can't dismiss your feelings. But we
I
were
got you.
fighting, and I was going there, and I could have got you for having it out of wedlock because you were so saved and
That's what
holy.
you should have went. That's
But
what you should have went with. That's what you
but
should
I
have went
didn't
with.
because it wasn't there. And again, you can't tell people how to fight and how to focus on
No,
fighting.
but you can tell
I'm
folks how
just
to
saying.
be. You can fight and kill a bitch without being out of order. And to me, you were very
Well,
much
I
out
was
of
out of
order.
order because baby, I felt some kind of way, and I sure did, and
Yeah,
I
but
went
see,
there.
when I fight with
I
you, I
went
don't
there.
get out of order. I don't talk crazy. I
But
don't
I
call you no
do.
F word. But it don't matter. The thing about it is, you. I feel like you should match wits. You know what I'm saying? That was a lie that you was telling. You, I don't know if you know I'm not a lesbian or not, but I
No, I
don't even
really didn't at the
identify as.
time.
You did,
No, I
because
didn't.
you knew that James was lying just to,
No,
to get
believe it
some
or
shit
not, I
started.
did not. I did not. I'm
Well, why
serious.
on
Until
several
until
several
until
lives before
now,
that,
and
several
I just
lives
went
before
over there.
that, you was trying to keep it real cute about it, like, and trying to let other folks talk about it, but you wouldn't talk about it. But then when I got on Villa Noise, you want to call me a bastard bulldog and call me all kind of complimentary that I'm eating pussy, all
But
kind of shit.
I thought I was disrespected on Vila Nora's channel, and I was
How? When
talking
all I
about
did was
something.
ask you a question. Did I ask you about your sexuality?
But
You went you
again,
go
okay.
with your
So
fighting
you,
capacity.
but you felt
When I
like you
said,
felt when you heard what I said, but I felt like I felt when I heard what you said. So I
what did I
get what you're
say? What did
saying,
I
but that's
say?
how I felt. So I felt like, okay, you coming to Rumble, and I'm coming to Rumble with you.
But I
So
came to
that's how I
Rumble
felt.
on a whole different level. So when you come to Rumble, you just out to just say whatever and whatever. It don't make no sense. It don't matter what you're saying. See, I'm not like that. I'm coming to say the truth, and that's it. When
Well,
I said,
I'm
hey,
telling you the
Brian, can I
truth.
get my ticket?
First of
Thank you,
all, you
love.
trying to say that I didn't think you was a lesbian. You can't tell me what I think because at one point in time I did. Now I believe you, and you know I haven't seen XYZ, but I believed it at one point in time. So I mean, you can't
You
tell me
believed
that
up
I
until the other day.
think
You were still
something.
talking about it the other day. You want to use it. You don't really believe it. I believe you just want to use it because you think it hurts me. It don't hurt me. If you guys
No,
think that
but
I'm lesbian, I'm
first of all,
cool.
let me say this though. No, because it ain't no drag.
Hold on 1 second, Jay Wilson. MIA, bitch. Please don't bring your funky ass back to my damn chat no more because you is doing too much. Queen of Virgo, ho, bitch. I am not hurt by Jay Wilson, and that's it.
So let
Go
me
ahead.
say this though. Let me say this. It ain't no drag being a lesbian. Now you may think it's wrong
Why you
because
dragging them when you saying it then?
but you may think it's wrong, but I don't have an issue. Again, people call people the F word. I try
I
not to do
don't.
that.
I
But
don't. And the
baby,
whole
it was
saying
that
that I do is a
night.
fucking lie.
I felt some kind of way. Now I think I did apologize, but I
You
felt
did.
some kind of way that night. And I'm like, okay, no, we're gonna really go there tonight because again, if you want to play this is how I'm gonna play it. Because again, I felt that me and V Lenora was having a great conversation. Yes, she let you up. And then I'm
First of
trying
all,
to be
thank you.
courteous, and I felt that you were taking a jab. I'm like, no, I'm trying to be courteous. I did not attack you coming up. I didn't call you out. I didn't say, oh, look at you letting this bleep up. I didn't say anything like that. And then it came to the point where is she trying to come at me? And that's how I felt, and that's how I fought back. So I'm just telling you how I felt. Now, like I said, I apologize for it because again, it was harsh, but I'm telling you how I felt at that time.
So at that time when I came up, I was very perplexed at how bad you was talking about Dolby. Because I was like, wait a minute, Jay Wilson. I know she hasn't went on the cruise yet. I know she's doing a bunch of stuff that sound a little crazy. But it ain't like you had a
But
net
let me say
ball.
this. Let me
You know
say
what I'm
this
saying? Hold
though.
on. I'm not trying to
No.
dog you though. I'm not trying to dog you. I'm
Properly.
just saying.
Properly. Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. I had every right to say what I wanted to about Dove, and it could have said anything. It could have been worse. But here's a woman who says, first of all, I done stole chicken. I let that slide because I'm like, that's a lie. Here's a woman who said I done spent 3 years in jail, but yet we don't have any records. Here's a woman now who said I done beat my wife, who I never knew I had in high school, and all of this. Now, then we really tried to help Dovey during
You
Dovication.
talking about with Vivian, right?
Now,
And
yes,
Kelly.
because Dovey had already got a bad reputation for that transmission. So I'm like, well, let's try to help her and have her have a good event. So, you know, she could at least go for it and people know that Dovey can be trusted XYZ. However, Vivian told me that, hey, I was just asking her for a budget because I want to get things I don't want to overspend.
I always felt like you told Vivian right.
And
Yep.
I said, Vivian, I said, something ain't right with that. And
I
I
always
said, you
told
need to
Vivian
be
right.
careful. I'm like, now, if you want to do it, fine. But I said, I don't want you to be holding the bag and then something happen later on.
Right.
But I did not appreciate it then when she turned on Vivian and then told the people that I told Vivian not to help her. I told Vivian she needs to use her own discretion, but something
Take
don't
care.
sound right with that. And so Dovey got mad because of that. Jump into this cruise ship thing. I was happy that Dovey was on the cruise ship. People dogging her out, talking about something she couldn't find people on the Lido deck. I'm like, I'm just happy that she there. but I did not appreciate that. And
Right.
again, I have every right to go on and then some with Dovey because Dovey has said some egregious, untrue stuff, not only about me, but about a lot of people.
Jay
So
Wilson,
you
you
may have
dogged
felt
Dovey
that
for
way.
10 weeks. I think it was 10 weeks. You think that you really had to do it that hard?
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
three times
But
a day
because
for ten
again,
weeks.
nobody, I didn't hear nobody arguing when I was still in chicken. I didn't hear nobody having that argument when I was in jail with Big Mike for 3 years. I never heard, see what I'm saying? She can do that. But y'all,
Uh-huh.
y'all don't think that and again, I don't have a problem with it because I went with it. I'm like, okay, I got you. But then when I go hard, it becomes a problem. And really, I have really scaled back on people this season. I have really scaled back on people and some things. But again, I could have
But
went
are you
even
scaling
harder.
back because your heart, or are you scaling back because you don't want to take no risk no more?
No,
I'm just
I'm
asking.
scaling back because I'm old, I'm tired, I don't have
You
time for
said
this,
you
and I
all the
got other
time.
stuff to
Okay
do.
with you.
I'm serious. I got other stuff
Okay.
going on. I'm getting older. I'm tired. And then you get to the point where it's the same old crap. And I'm like, it's like the same old read. So I'd rather go ahead and see something that's sensational, make it content, and move on.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, and the lady burning candles. She burning candles. She talking about some. She gonna put a hex on people and they ain't gonna show up. So again, that ain't going too hard. Again, I'm like, I can go hard, but these things. The thing is, people are okay when they say junk, but then when you pop off, then you wrong. And I just don't see it that way. So again, you had the right to come up and say, but I didn't feel like I was going hard because I think Dovey has done things over the years, and I tried to help. Dovey sat there and lied, talking about a dog had peed on the carpet. Come to find out, she ain't had the rent paid.
Well, you
That's
know.
oh, you cutting out. I think your Bluetooth ain't coming on.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. So you know what? I have to say this. You know me, I can get convicted. I can acquiesce. I'm not that type of bitch. Okay. It's never that serious. Okay. My thing is, well, you know what? I guess I never consider your feelings because you act so like you don't care nothing about nobody and stuff like that. But I guess saying that you didn't beat your wife and she found information kind of when we first learned about Miss Dovey and everything like that. I can see you having a long stick because I'm one of them bitches that is like 30 years on the grudge.
Oh, you breaking up. You
You
breaking
know what
up
I'm
a little
saying?
bit. Okay, we can hear
Okay.
you now.
I'm one of those type of chicks that is 30 years on the grudge. So I feel you. I feel you to a certain degree. You know, I have folks that I grew up with that we 22 years strong. Well, no, because I graduated in 25 or 25 years ago. So yeah, we about 27. Excuse me, 27 years on the grudge. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I understand that. I do hold a grudge. So I understand you being upset with her and dogging her. But when I just came in, if you really go back and listen to the video, because you see Villanor got it up right now, so folks go look at it so you catch a couple more numbers on it, right? I didn't come up hatefully. I actually really wanted to just ask you the question because I feel like nobody asked you that question. Why are you dogging her out like her shit is so raggedy when you didn't have a Met Gala? And I really just wanted you to ask a
But
question.
but
I
you
feel
see,
like you was pressed because it was me.
wait a minute, but
I
you
feel
see how
like it
you
was
came up with that though? See,
no, no,
because
no.
when you said how can you talk about Miss Dovey, and then when you put that on there, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight right now because all you had to say to me is why you feel like you have to do that to Miss Dovey. But when you put that on there, it's like
When I
okay,
put the
so
$30,
you
wait, Jay Wilson, when I put the truth, that you said it only cost $30, and then we
that's
watch
all it
y'all bar
costs.
crawl.
That's
We
all.
watch
Well,
y'all bar crawl.
so
Jay
my thing is,
Wilson.
look, I took that exactly how you said, and I said I'm ready for it because my thing is this: you could have said, "Well, why are you that hard on Miss Dovey about her event?" But when you
Okay.
said that first of all, I knew my stuff cost $30. I knew we
You
supported
told
Black.
us. I didn't
Yes,
know it
I
till
did.
you said it.
I did. But when you bring it up like that and how you bring it up, I'm ready to go. Because
Jay Wilson.
even in your stance of bringing that up, to me, it's the tone of I'm ready to go. Because you have a tone of I'm ready to go. And so when you said that, I'm like, oh,
I am though.
you done threw some shade, and I'm gonna throw some shade right back at you. And that's exactly how I felt. Again, you may have had the right intention, but that tone, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go right with you. So I felt that, first of all, you said what you said. And I didn't have a problem with my $30 thing, but you said a bar crawl. I'm like, okay, you being shady. Let's go ahead and with it. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. It was the tone, it was the atmosphere, it was charged, it was a perfect storm, and I was ready to go. So, I mean, you may not have meant it that way, but that's how I perceived it.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. And before I ask you this question, let me say this to Queenie the Virgo, bitch. I know I make you hard. You really always got something to say. Sean Bradley didn't set me up. He set Quanie up, and she took the bait. Bye bye, Queenie the Virgo. Now, Jay Wilson, I want to ask you a
Mhm.
question straight up. Straight up. Do you think that the shit you did on B. Lenore's platform that night, in regards to me, was worth it?
It was what it was.
Okay, okay. And I want
Life
to say
is
this, Jay
life. Let me
Wilson.
say this.
You
Life is
gave you
life.
gave me a read like you might want to give a motherfucking like folks who really been on your ass. And I'm like, I think you need to
Um,
recalibrate your shit towards me
I don't.
because
It's good. It's good though. It's good.
okay,
It happens.
okay.
What happened? It happens. Everything happens for a reason. It didn't set me back any. Did people do some ugly stuff? Yes, they did. But it is what it is. And you can't change the past. You just go and try not to do it in the future and do
Go
whatever.
with
I mean,
okay.
it was what it was. We
Thank you,
said some
California
stuff and
Dreaming.
we went over there. It was what it was. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if I really had that smoke
So
with
you don't
you,
feel like
I,
you don't feel like you wanted that you could have executed more self control because when I jumped back, you better say, "Oh yeah, she was surprised. She was surprised." Me jumping back was half surprise and half bitch. Don't say shit crazy. That's what my
okay,
mind really was at that moment. Like,
okay,
bitch, don't do it because Jay Wilson, I'm not finna fucking play with nobody on here like that. Like, I
okay,
can talk just as crazy as you niggas be talking, but I'm not
okay,
gonna do it.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, but it goes to show you that some people, people have limitations at some point in time, and you can catch people on the right day and wrong day. And I'm not
Now that's
perfect, and I
true.
and I've never claimed that I was perfect. And you called me on the wrong day, and I was ready for it. I mean, so I'm not gonna sit here and like, oh, I'm perfect. No, no, because you catch people on the wrong day, and this is
You're
why
right.
I fell down too. Because these people showing up at people's houses and they don't know what people have in their possessions. So I'm like, I see craziest stuff going on. It seems like the more money people making, the more risk they want to take, and so there are certain risks I am
Hmm.
not going to take. So again, I am
Okay.
not a person who's gone to jail. I'm a law-abiding citizen. And again, I have
Hmm.
not done anything that's criminal that will cause me to go to jail. And I mean that because some people really want that situation to happen. And so I understand what's going on. So I do what I do now, and I got other things going on. Trust me. And like I said, YouTube is a side hustle. It pays well for what I do, and that's how I look at it. But I mean, I admit that day, that night, it was on. And so, like I said, this is why I don't catch people. I try to deal with people on a even keel, but even people who have even keels have issues. And again, I'm not that quiet, but could you imagine somebody was quiet and demure and then they bust up like that? Because them people really explode. So it is what it is.
Jay Wilson, I'm feeding you a lyric tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, Lyric is already eating. Honey, she's already eaten. But let me
I'm
tell you
feeding
something.
y'all next month.
When
Next
you when
month.
you need your dog to go to Oklahoma, we here for you, boo.
You said what? Say it one more
When you
time.
when you need the dog to go to Oklahoma, we here for you.
Jay Wilson, you was trying to drum up money and didn't know not a dime come. Not
Well,
by
I
your
was saying,
video.
I
My
was
money
saying
came from my
whatever.
video.
Okay, whatever. It's your
Jay
dog,
Wilson, where
not
was your
mine.
contribution? Where's your contribution to Chanel's big adventure?
Yeah, no, because you the engineer. You,
Okay, and
you got all the money. So anyway, and
I had just paid for a car and a
hold on
funeral.
now. And since I don't have no job, I couldn't help you anyhow
I
because I
never
don't
said
have
you
no
didn't have
job.
no job. Now that's not what I say. I don't say you ain't got no job. I know you got a job or you wouldn't have no house. Okay?
That don't mean nothing. You can have a house without no job. Let
Not for
me
that
stop.
long. Not for that long you can't.
Well,
Trust me,
according to
I've
the
been a
people, my
homeowner
house
since
been in
2008.
foreclosure for years, girl.
They've been not no damn. How long you been on here since 2018? Ain't on in foreclosure that damn long. It it have been worked out. So I ain't never no dummy, and I count people pockets since I was about 6 years old. So
Okay.
you know, I make no bones about it. I'm not ashamed about it. I love counting pockets. Okay, I like to see what folks around me is doing. Okay,
Well, I just
but
think it's
no.
funny because again, people say I don't understand how Properly have all them degrees and she doing all of this but can't get her dog to Oklahoma. And the thing is
Oh,
that
well,
made it
hold
funny.
on,
Hold
excuse me,
on.
hold on, excuse me, because first of all, when I'm trying to get my dog to Oklahoma, less than 60 days later, after I paid cash for let me just tell you this. Okay, let me tell you this real quick, Jay Wilson. I don't play with money. Everybody in my family know don't fuck with me about no money. Don't play no games with no money with me, cause I'm gonna clown. Okay, everybody knows that, and I'm one of the youngest people in the family. Okay,
Mhm.
so I don't play at all. My one of my uncles went to go visit his brother when he had COVID and had blood clots in 2021. He called
Mhm.
and asked for all the girls to put in money for his hotel. When I found out he was down there acting funny towards his brother, I told him to run my money back because you didn't do what I told you to do when you got down there. You didn't do what you said you was going down to do. Run my money back, bitch. I don't care nothing about it. We ain't never got to talk again. I don't play about my money, and I don't play with other people's money. Okay. So long story short, um when damn I never what the fuck we was talking about, Jay Wilson?
About that dog and that
Oh,
$500 going
so
to
long
Oklahoma.
story short, when I'm at the funeral home and they asking me, oh, can I get the insurance policy? Absolutely not on mixed money. You need money today? Let me pay you cash. I paid for the funeral in my cash, and then I went and I paid for the rest of her car. So 30 days later, when the dog done got on my ultimate nerves and I'm tired of it, I'm like, you know what? Let me see if my bona fides give me some gas money to get the dog there. And that's what they did. But you try to make it like I was destitute. I wasn't destitute. I
But you
just
know what
had
though, no, but you
expended
know what was
myself.
funny
I
about
had
it though?
expended myself. Go ahead.
Let me tell you what I felt. See,
Mm-hmm.
see, I felt that, see, I don't have a problem with people asking because people don't do nothing for you that they don't want to do. And if they don't want to give you nothing, they ain't gonna give you nothing. However, you right, you do pocket count. So when you came up and even mentioned that, oh hell yeah, I was gonna drop and
I wasn't
mention that.
tripping. Do
Okay,
your
because in the
thing.
meantime, of course, you've always come down on the Church of J. Wilson and the Properley and honey. So when you came with the dog gate, I'm like, I'm here for it, boo. I'm here for it. And if you didn't think I wasn't gonna say nothing, you was
I wasn't
mistaken.
mad at it. I wasn't
I
mad at it.
mean,
We gonna
no,
go back and forth.
I'm telling you where the slant came from because I don't have no problem with you asking. It's the mere fact that you did. And then, because you
I
have
got
commented
you.
on people. So I said, well, I'm going to have a good time with this myself. Dog, you better go and sit down somewhere. Hold on for a minute
I
because my
wasn't
dog
mad.
is.
Jay Wilson,
So
I wasn't
that's,
mad. Much as
but,
you done came with your collection plate, baby. That meat one time was not gonna bother me. Your mouth on me one
but
time
you
was not gonna
came
bother me.
at it one time, and that was one time that all I needed. And that's okay. And I ain't
Do
mad at you because
do it,
again,
baby. Do it,
you, I
baby.
mean,
Do
it
it,
is what
baby.
it is. I mean,
And wait a minute,
I
and
mean, you know.
let me tell you, bitch, I ain't never been see now. Jay Wilson came up here like he was all lottie da. I've never come on here
No, I
like I was
didn't. No, I
lottie
didn't. I
da
didn't
like
came
I was
out here
married to
like I was la di
motherfucker.
da.
Yes, you
Wait a minute.
did,
I
baby.
came up. No,
Jay
no, ma'am.
Wilson,
No,
oh
ma'am.
my
No,
God.
ma'am. That's what
My
y'all
God.
thought, ma'am.
My
I
God.
came.
No,
Hold
baby,
on.
that's how you
No,
acted.
no, no,
You
no. You got me
talked about
messed up. I
everybody's
came up here
faces.
because I was laid
Oh
off.
my God.
Hold on. I was laid off. How you coming up
But
here
you
talking about I'm
ain't
la di
nobody.
da and I was laid off? I came up here laid off. So it ain't no way. But let me say this. When you know who you are, that's how the whole channel started.
And
That's how the
whatever
whole channel started.
understand.
But
Looking
what
like,
what
oh,
what but
you
what
got
people
your
got mad about is I am not conceited, but I
to
am
me.
confident.
Make me. How you
Okay,
gonna
you
talk
breaking
about
up.
us
Properly,
when
you
that we
breaking up.
saying?
Properly, you breaking up.
Where's Jay Wilson?
You breaking up.
Uh-oh.
You breaking up. Oh, But y'all, I didn't come up here all that. I went up here, now I was still in my house, but girl, people was telling me to sell my house. People was laughing because I was driving Uber and Airbnb. People don't remember that. I didn't come up here acting bougie. I used to do my live um driving the Uber, and I had a break and I would come do the live. Girl, I don't know where y'all get that at. Because I ain't never thought I was all of that. How you think you all of that? And people was picking at me because I was doing gig work. Child, I don't know what y'all talking about. It's dropped. Yeah, my whole premise was gonna be me being um unemployed and getting a job. And I remember when I got my job, I said we were gonna bless somebody, and that's exactly what we did. And I got my job. And then people started acting crazy, and people were getting upset with the house situation. And again, Negroes was talking about some you po and you're gonna lose the house. And I mean, and the house was owned by the church. I never thought I was it. Now I'm gonna tell you what, broke or wealthy, I'm always gonna be Jay Wilson, and I'm always gonna love me. Now I'm gonna say that. Now that may bother some people, but yeah, and I always thought I was the it. Whether people thought I was the it or not, I think I am. So maybe that bothered people. But yeah, I'm just saying. Somebody said peace and love about to do a live about cola. Child. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, don't forget about juicecation, y'all. I'm probably Bonafide girl. I do want to watch this thing with peace, love, and cola, girl. So you might have to catch me. You might have to catch me a little later because somebody just gave me a little whiff of something that's getting ready to happen. But I would like to say I appreciate probably Bonafide for coming on. I don't have a problem with Chelsea. We don't see eye to eye on everything, but I get it. She told me the situation with her daughter, and so it was ugly fighting. I did apologize for that, and we've moved on. But I do appreciate her for coming on. It was what it was. I don't hate nobody. She's explained what she explained, and y'all can take it from there. But yeah, and I don't have a problem. Yeah, okay, Chelsea. So I don't have a problem with Chelsea and stuff. I mean, I really don't. But the Dovey thing, child. I could have went harder on Dovey. All that foolishness she was talking, but I didn't. But she was sure talking foolish. Okay, let me see properly on here. What's up, properly?
Who talking foolish? Not me.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm
Oh.
talking about Dovey.
Oh.
I was talking about Dovey. But anyway, no, but let me say this. My whole premise was coming up here and letting people know. I mean, people picked at me because I was driving Uber and doing Airbnb. I
I did
mean,
it too.
yeah, so people were going at me for that. But my thing is what I didn't do was let people get under my skin and get me upset. And then people was talking about this, and I would go show the damn house to piss them off. I mean, I know what I'm doing. I know what make people upset.
Well.
Look, and then like I said, I know you the good Baptist girl and y'all don't do the horoscope
you
thing, but some
you
people
got
do.
listen, you swear you don't be looking Negro. You looked at that. That's why you said it.
No, I
Because I
didn't.
ain't
No, I
never.
didn't. No, I didn't. You had wrote something on a commentary and it showed up on my link, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" And so I'm like,
No, the
"Okay."
Aries thing I did on my community wall. That's the only time I ever talk
Yeah,
about
okay.
Aries.
So it was on the community wall that I
Right.
saw because it popped up. So I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. But yeah, I have that personality. I have a bull personality, and I'm gonna make you cry before you make me cry. So that's
I
the
ain't
type
never
of
cried
person
off
I am.
shit you said. I
No,
want
no,
you to
no,
know
no, no.
that.
It's
Okay.
not. That's the metaphor. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I
okay.
am that type of person that I'll go hard until something happens because that's how I am. And so it is what it is. But I ain't mad because of it. But I know how I am. So, but
Right.
yeah, I mean, it is
So
what it is. And I think this is the thing. So Sean and Quanie said we're just alike in that way. In that way, you know why we're alike? because we'll go at you until you can't go at us no more, or we'll continue, or we'll do something that piss you off. And that's what I do. So I think
Okay.
that you have that same quality. So I agree with them on that. But far as other stuff, no. But
No, I
maybe
don't think we're like. No, I get you.
no.
I get you
Well,
on that. Yeah.
we don't have bankruptcies. I can
Uh
say
oh.
that.
You said it. Go ahead.
We don't have
I ain't scared to
bankruptcies.
say it. It just ain't necessary for me to say it. But that's you
Well,
like
we
it.
don't
Go
have.
ahead.
I'm saying it because we are common like that. We have that in
Okay.
common. We don't have
Okay.
bankruptcies. We don't have foreclosures and repossessions. I mean, we have that in common. So he's right. We have certain things in common, and I'll leave it right at that.
Oh my gosh. So why are you so adverse to Sean Bradley? What happened?
I just don't
Because you
like
was
him.
all
I
you
never.
was.
Let me tell you something. I never liked him.
I
When
don't
I
believe it. I don't never. You ain't never liked him.
no
I
no,
just
let me
don't
tell you
believe
something.
it.
When I
Okay.
first saw that man, I'm like, he's a loud Bama. I
You
said, there's
say
no
that
way
all the
he could be.
time.
I said, he no way he could be from Maryland. And then I
No,
found out
yeah,
where he
he's
was
not from
from.
Maryland,
And
right?
I'm like, because he wasn't even funny. He was just loud.
You know what, Jay Wilson? What I found out this weekend on the
What?
way home from Oklahoma,
What?
3 generations back, we some Mississippi folks from 1870 all the way to the 1800s, early 1800s.
Okay.
We Mississippi too. We right around Columbia, child. I ain't gonna lie. We
No, but
what's it called?
I mean, I
We
don't have
what?
a problem with that.
Edwards Depot, Hines County. Get into
But
it.
how? But you were born where though? You were born and raised where?
I was born in Dallas, Texas, raised in Oklahoma.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, and my family from deep country Georgia. So
Oh,
again,
okay.
yeah, we deep country southern Georgia. It's real deep country where they
Southern, where?
um
You don't have
from
to get just yeah.
from
Go ahead.
Perry, Georgia, all the way to Hazelhurst and Savannah.
Oh, I know Perry and Hazelhurst and Savannah. Okay, okay.
Lumber City, Hawkinsville, McRae, Eastman,
Yeah,
Abbeville, Fitzgerald, all of those
I do
places.
a lot of business down there. Okay, okay.
Uh-huh. So yeah,
Wow.
so I mean,
Okay.
so my folk, this is country as the next
Country.
folk. So, but it's so
Hmm.
good, and I don't have a problem with that. But my thing is, like I said earlier, I felt that that person would start some mess at the front of the club and then be in the back of the club laughing. I've always said that. I've always said that because he just strikes me as a person that starts mess and just
Mm.
runs from it and then laughs because he set the trap or
But
set something.
you saw the video earlier. It was like, why? How I get in it? How I get in it? When you did a video
He
and
knew
that's
how
how
he
you
did.
got
He
in it.
wanted to get in because my
I
thing
was like,
is,
excuse
so if you're
me.
talking about Jay Wilson for 3 hours, then did you mention Sean? Did you mention him?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know. I might have said his name, but I don't be sweating him. But if he has to be named to tell the story that happened, then I don't mind doing it.
Okay, because I rarely mention him. I rarely mention him. I mean, really, I
I
do.
think for you to say you rarely mention him, you mention him too much. I feel like you mention him when some shit didn't happen, but you
Okay,
can't
because
say
yeah, that's YouTube,
okay.
but that he's not my content. So I don't come up here like, ooh,
No,
Sean
I don't
Bradley
think
in
he's
club
your
chat
I don't think
or
he's
this.
your
No, if
content.
something,
No.
and let me say this, if something happens in the YouTube sector, I'm gonna talk about it just like everybody talks about it. But for
Mhm.
me to just go say, let me start saying his name, absolutely not.
So let me ask you a question. So why what you said you felt like he was a country bammer from the beginning. So why did you go to his show? And me, I'm not trying to shade you at all. This is shit being you notice I'm never in your chat commenting. This is just
But did you hear
me
what I said?
want all these questions I want to
I
ask.
can
Go
make
ahead.
money with anybody. I don't have to like you
Oh,
to make
okay,
money.
okay. Yeah. I think I
And
heard
it
you
was a
say
free trip and a free hotel room. I don't have no problem with that. I don't have to like you to make money.
that. Okay.
I've seen white people not like each other and make millions. So I don't have to like you to make money.
Okay.
I just do what I'm told. And like he said, when we finished taping, Jay Wilson was gone. And you ain't never lie. Because I was there to make friends. I was there to tape.
What was going on in that Zoom? Did you say you was through with it and you was like, I'm gone?
Well,
What
this
was
is the thing though. When that Zoom happened, I realized that, you know what? I never saw him talk about himself because it was always
oh
what
yeah.
problems do you have with people? But I'm like, Sean, you don't have no problems with these people in here? And I'm like, something is wrong. And then I felt that the editing was going to be really messed up because I'm
Mm.
like, okay, I can see how this can be. And I had a conversation with Ty. And so after the Zoom situation, I was done. I told Ty, I went on my platform and I said I quit. As soon as I said I quit, I got a phone call from Ty. And I told her I'm not there. So she invited me to Orlando. I said, well, okay. Now here's the Jay Wilson and me. My
Mhm.
my family's in Florida. That's a free trip. I can go home. That's all I was thinking about. But when
Mm.
COVID got bad, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm sorry, it's not worth it because I said if something happens to me, I gotta be at work. I'm not trying to do this. I'm like trying to be with these people and then I thought about Atlanta and I'm like, they really didn't have any safeguards in Atlanta. And you remember COVID started when we were in Atlanta.
Yep, yep, yep. I do
So we
remember
were
that.
trying to get the hell out of Atlanta because it started.
I
So
can't believe I went over there because I really didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know nothing about COVID until March 16th.
yeah, it wasn't that major until we were leaving at the airport, and then I'm like, oh no, I need to get home because this sounds like it's really something
Ooh,
else, right?
imagine getting stuck there. Oh my
Yeah. So
gosh, yeah.
I was running to that airport to get home. So I decided not to. Now this is where it comes because Nicole Tyler had called me and said she wasn't coming.
Hmm.
And I let Ty know that I wasn't coming as well. Now a content creator did call me and ask me about Orlando, and I'm like,
Right.
sure, go if you want to, but be careful. I said because everybody ain't your friend, and I said
Was
there ain't
that
no
Jay
friend.
Dunn?
No, 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 it wasn't Jay.
Oh,
It was
okay,
actually
okay.
Rebel.
Oh, okay, okay,
And
gotcha.
I said, because people do certain things and stuff, and I'm like, go have fun. And then they tried to turn that as I was telling people not to show up and go to the show. I'm like, are you
Oh, yeah, I remember
serious?
that.
I'm like, are
I
you
felt bad
serious?
for what happened to Jay Dunn. Y'all like to talk about it and shit, but that I felt like that
Now
was.
I don't know what happened to Jay Dunn in Orlando. I heard, but
Mhm.
again, I met Jay Dunn in Atlanta and it was different, but I really don't know all the details in Orlando. And so believe it or not, and I know people say you lying. I didn't watch Orlando. I saw little snippets of it,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay. I'm gonna be honest.
You so
Atlanta was
crazy.
great. Atlanta was full of action. You can't make that stuff up. Atlanta was great.
Mhm.
Orlando, because now you have lost some of the people who people see all the time. And it was not
Mhm.
because the people in Orlando wasn't great, but it's just like losing a string on a football team. If you got a bunch of seniors who are starting and then only a few, juniors who are coming up to be seniors, then the football team may not be the same. So I saw it like that. But yeah, so I was accused of trying to sabotage, and I'm like, I told the person to enjoy themselves, but just be careful and
Right.
just, of people, because people will show you one thing and do another. And so, but I said, go have a good time, and I mean, I say that because I wasn't trying to sabotage it. It wasn't for me to go though. So, and I didn't have to sit there and do that, but yeah, I just saw some stuff and I'm like, no. And then what made us mad was this is a lot of the cast
Mhm.
at the time. What made us mad was we weren't going at each other because we did not want to reveal any of the stuff that
The
was going
show.
on, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
But then the Negroes started talking about folk and like nobody was gonna say nothing. And people was like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. And then I started
Mhm.
asking for money. I'm like, when should I call my lawyer and stuff now? Because I mean, y'all talk about this shooting. You told me that you had investors and people was ready to buy. Where are these people at? Because I'm ready to go. And so I was a little bit more reserved. Heidi was a little bit more, I'm out. I was like,
Yeah, I
okay,
heard
let
that.
me see a little bit more. But then, they was playing in my face, and I'm like, I'm done because I was asking for money. I was
Mm.
asking for money. I'm like, okay, when we getting paid? I can thank you for the hotel room, thank you for the free flight and people coming to pick us up and stuff, but where the money?
Right, right,
Is
right.
Netflix coming? I mean, I'm just, because they were selling this thing like, seriously, they were selling this thing like
I didn't get the
Netflix.
concept all the way. I didn't get the
Well,
concept.
the concept was, and it was a lie, and the premise was a lie, and that's what really bothered me the most. The premise was a lie. It was just to get people there. The premise was, I really don't like these people for the most part, and I'm bringing them here. under the premise that we're going to iron out our differences and that's it. That was not it. It was like shock and awe. So when I came in, people were already in. And I guess they had already set up the scene. And child, I was gonna finish my food. They was trying to come at me. I'm like, let me finish this piece of chicken first. Baby, I was like, y'all ain't gonna disturb me in my eating right now. And I finished, and then after that, then I was supposed to get beat up by somebody. And I'm like, baby, it was plenty space and opportunity. Uh, But again, there you
Wait, Jay
go.
Wilson, was you surprised by Tim's height? I was when I seen him.
I wasn't surprised, but my thing is, if you were supposed to do all that ass whooping, then you should have did it. Because my thing is, then you get from the camera and what you could have did and should have did. Well, you should have done it, and that's how I felt about the whole thing. But it is what it is. And then when the camera and they start looking at it, they were like, nobody was holding him back except that Saint, and all he had to do is reach over the sink. I mean,
I
people
thought it
was
was an
just
island. I thought it was an
it was
island.
an island or something. But I mean, he could have reached. He could have reached. I mean, if you was that angry. And then Nicole. So let me tell you what made sense and made it click to me, because I'm just observing people coming at me and trying to bombard me, and I'm looking, and this is why I give Leo the lioness credit, because Leo didn't go with the group. Leo had some questions, and I don't know if that was staged or not, but Leo had questions.
Uh,
But where it
I
clicked
still
is,
don't know who Leo is. You can line 40 bitches up. I don't know who Leo is.
yeah,
Go
I,
ahead.
I I didn't know who she was until I got there. The only person who I really did know was
I hear her voice on videos, but I don't
yeah,
be pay, I don't
D,
never look
D,
down
D
to see her.
Ramsey was the only one I did know,
Mm.
by face, D Ramsey. But when Nicole Tyler came in, and when all that mess went down, I'm like, I know what this is about now. Because
What?
Nicole was absolutely blindsided. Baby,
Oh
Nicole,
man.
they told Nicole to come in, and they probably told her and pumped her up, because she had that little outfit on, and Nicole come up there stepping like a majorette.
Uh-huh.
And she said, I'm here, Nicole the ruler. Baby, she
Child,
came
you
stepping
know
in.
Nicole from Richmond. You know Richmond is destitute, child.
Baby, she came in stepping like a majorette. And when she said, I'm the ruler, D. Ramsey said something, and all I saw was a bottle thrown. And the next thing you know, D. Ramsey was running like old bison. Baby, you can hear that. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, let me get out of the way, because I wasn't
That's
getting into
cause
none of that.
that's cause Nicole's short.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
I'm
bust
like,
right in
let
her
me get up
motherfucking
out the
head
way.
fucking with me.
And then Ty popped her little braces, because it was getting on. It was getting ready to get on. Ain't no police there. Oh, Jay Wilson don't have no. He gotta have police. This is why I have police. Because baby, if you would have popped off at my house, you would have been in handcuffs and gone. Period. I wouldn't take no chances with nothing, because when that situation in Atlanta is a
No,
good
that was
reason.
smart. Cause folks is crazy.
Let me tell you something. So production had to get her, and Ty didn't have no. Ty was scared that the police was gonna get called. It was loud. And here we are at
Yeah,
Buckhead,
I can't believe
loud.
y'all was in that neighborhood acting like that.
Buckhead,
I, can't,
loud.
I went down to the house. I can't believe y'all was in that neighborhood acting like that.
I'm like, okay, and Buckhead all loud. They gonna call the police. Okay, so baby, it was like, and I'm sitting there looking, and then I'm looking at Nicole shaking. Nicole Tyler was
Oh,
just
don't say
shaking.
that.
She looked like a baby deer. She like Bambi and cold.
Oh, like a
So
doe.
it made
Doe,
me
a
feel
deer,
bad,
a
because
female deer. Go ahead.
yeah, that's how it was giving me. And so, Nicole had already lied about me, talking about I slept with L Teddy Daddy. So I was feeling some kind of way about her anyhow, because she done said I done slept with L Teddy Daddy. I don't even know L Teddy Daddy, but anyway, Nicole was just lying her butt off, right? But after that, my heart melted. I'm like, let me go and talk to Nicole. And I went and talked to Nicole, and she was really kind of like, ooh. And then I talked to her, and then and then it got a little bit better. But then we went out, and so when we left, baby, when I tell you Club Chat then was fighting like dogs. Okay, so me, Heidi, Fabe, we were out by the pool,
What was
and
they fighting about?
let me tell you something. I guess it was dominance. I don't know what the hell it was, but they
Ooh.
were going at it, and so I wasn't good with Fabe at the time, because she said that she hoped I get stuck in a trunk in Dallas. I never forget
Yeah,
that.
I
And
heard
I'm
that.
like,
Go
I'm
ahead.
like, that ain't funny. I'm like, that crap ain't funny. I mean, you think that's funny? So And then so we kind of amended because once we heard Club Chat done fighting, I'm like, no, I thought we had it bad. No, this is bad. I don't know what these people going through right here, but this is some
Uh,
serious stuff. So and then that's when Fa Babe got a little cozy with the production man. And they were smoking Newports together. And me and Heidi was talking. Then Nicole, we met at the hotel. We went out to eat. Nicole sung in the lobby the whole time because she thought she was Jackie Washington. So she was singing in the
who that
lobby.
is.
That's when Rick Reed was driving around Buckhead.
I saw all that
Baby,
live.
that thing had me rolling. He was driving around Buckhead. So we looking at him, we in the lobby. I had to stop daughter here from going out because she was gonna try to find him. Oh Jesus. I ain't gonna
Mm,
ever forget that. Then we wound up going out to eat. And so daughter here's friend was really crushing on 5A. He was really crushing on her. And
mhm,
so she was flirting back with him, right?
right.
So we went to the restaurant. It was a few of us, but I never forget. Daughter here was sitting on the left of me. Her
Mm-hmm.
her friend was sitting on her
After,
yeah,
yeah.
left of her. Then it was Spy Babe at the end of the table in a booth like thing, and so that's how everybody. So he was looking at her and everything. They was chit chatting and everything. All of a sudden, this Negro came in, the one that was at the pool, who was talking
Uh-huh.
to her, who was production, and he slid next to her real close, and they were real close together. And daughter here, you could see her whole face just change. And her
Oh.
boy mouth is open like, did she just sit next to this dude sitting next to her and I'm sitting right here? It was almost like that. And it was confusing to me. I'm like, what is
Wait,
going
wait, wait. So daughter here's friend that liked 5A was looking some kind of way when this other dude rolled in.
Yeah, she was like, what is this
Okay,
dude
got
doing? It was
you. Got
almost like, what is this dude doing? And Fabe was busy, really, really close to this dude. And so I'm like, what's going on here? And everybody at the table looking, but nobody ain't saying nothing because it's like, okay, we remember seeing him. We knew he was part of production,
you. Uh-huh.
but you know, you were just flirting with daughter here, friend, and he's sitting right next to you, and this is how you doing? It was confusing. So I didn't think anything of it until people start making allegations.
I
But
bet
what
you was whispering and talking though.
no, well, no, I wasn't whispering.
Okay.
I was just actually looking, and it was confusing because I didn't get it. It was like a math equation. You just don't quite get it yet. And then
Right.
all of a sudden it clicks and you get it. And so I noticed, and it clicked with me because one day, and this is when we had gotten back home, and people
Mm-hmm.
kept on saying that she does this, this, and this, and I really didn't, believe it or whatever or
You saying
something,
she is in
right?
5A.
Yeah. So, but
Sorry.
that dude never stayed for dinner. He didn't even stay for an appetizer. He just dropped by. It was less than 5 minutes, and he was out.
You
He was
had previously seen him where again?
he was the production.
Okay.
So they were smoking Newports together by at the
Uh,
pool.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Baby, it hit me like Murder She Wrote. It hit me like Murder She Wrote because I'm like, oh no, and so no wonder she really didn't care that she was sitting close to that guy because that guy probably had to drop something off to her because
Mm.
it didn't make no sense that a man, if you like him, he's only going to come to the restaurant for 5 minutes. Don't even stay for the appetizer. Don't even stay for the meal. Just sit close to you and act all snuggly dubby. And I'm like, why are you doing this in front of daughter here and this dude? If you flirt him, I'm like, you that vicious? You that mean to flirt him? I mean, do this in front of that and bring another man in here while you flirting with this man? So that's what I was thinking. But then I'm like, the Joker didn't stay but for 5 minutes. Why are you just coming for 5 minutes unless you had to give her something? Now, I did not see anything, and I will say this: I did not see anything transpire. All I know they was very close, and but that man left in 5 minutes and he was gone. Didn't wait for no appetizer. Didn't wait for nothing. He was out.
So how did you put two and two together that it was some kind of transaction?
Let me
Like,
say this: it didn't make no sense.
okay.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, if you feeling somebody, you'll stay at least for appetizer and say, "Hey, baby, I gotta go."
Okay.
But he just got, and it was odd because I'm like, you thought of him, friend, looking at you like, "Are you crazy?" And everybody was like, "What is she doing?" So anyway, it was interesting, and like I
Okay,
said,
Jay Wilson. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So it was just interesting. And I said this before. This is nothing new. It was just odd that the man didn't stay number 5 minutes. Didn't stay for no. He didn't order no food, no nothing. Just sat next to her. The next thing you know, boom, he was gone. That was the last time we saw him.
I agree with you. That's something to figure out. That's something to pontificate on. So let me ask you this. So let's go back to you're in the house and you're with Sean Bradley. When you
Mhm.
first walk in the house from the hotel, what who did you meet?
Well, I was with D Ramsey, so I was
Right.
paired with D Ramsey in the car. We were told not to leave the car, but then I saw Phi Baby in that sweater dress. Girl,
So that was like March. But wait a minute, that's March though.
huh?
It was March though. You trying to say her sweater dress was out of season?
No, I just remember it was a
Okay.
sweater dress, and I remember her. So she came after us, but
Okay.
she was let in before us, and that's why I know they was plotting and planning because she came in before us, and we saw her. I saw her. You
So
know,
y'all stayed in the car.
we stayed in the car until we were called out. So
How
when
long was
I
that?
came in, people
Wait, wait,
were at
wait,
the.
wait, 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 Jay Wilson. How long was that? How long did y'all have to wait before you were
Oh,
called?
we waited for about a good 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, a good 15, 20 minutes. And I'm like,
Okay.
why are we waiting? And so was D. D was like, why are we waiting? So we were waiting, but we saw people come in before us. So we had gotten there before a lot of other people came in. And so when I got in, people were just hanging around. It just seemed staged. So people were just hanging around. And that's what I saw. And then, after I got my plate, that's when people start coming. It was almost like an ambush. I'm like, okay, why are these people coming at me like that? And
Wait a minute, Jay
so,
Wilson. So you walked straight in and got a plate.
no, I walked in and I said hello to people. People said hello, and they were like, food is over here, da 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 da, because we didn't eat.
I got me
That's
a plate.
another thing. We didn't
They
eat. So
said
we
food is
stood up
over
there
here. I'm getting
waiting.
a plate. I'm getting a plate. But we big though. Well, you smaller than me right now, but we big. Okay. So we like to eat. So if they told me this is where the food is at, I'm gonna go on and
Well,
make
it
me.
was like we didn't eat. We didn't eat at all because we were waiting in the car, and it was like, I mean, when we got to the hotel, they put D Ramsey in the hotel with me because somebody was coming. So everybody it was a secret, and we didn't know who was coming in, and some people was coming in and all of this stuff.
Uh,
So we really didn't know.
okay.
So we really didn't know. And so when I got in, people was hanging around and they were like, the food is here, da 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 da. And so, it was regular, but when I sat down, it was like people kind of congregated over where I was and stuff. And then people's like, well, I heard, and so it was funny. And you said this, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, but I'm chilling because I mean, first of all, I'm hungry. I didn't eat all day, and y'all is not getting ready to mess up my peace. I'm getting ready to eat. I'm like, hold on, y'all. Let's finish this after I finish eating my chicken. And then once I finished and did what I had to do, then we could argue. But I wasn't trying to argue. No, absolutely not. So that's when all the stuff started, and then it just died down. And then the next thing you know, Nicole came in, and all hell broke loose with
I
that.
hate it. Every time I hear it, I tremble. I'm just like, oh, I hate
But let me
that.
say this: that was really scary. I mean, seriously. Because if they didn't stop that running freight train, she would have mowed her down. I'm serious. It was just like, wow. And then what
So
bothered me,
D Ramsey 50 plus and really finna fight that lady.
I'm serious. Oh my God, yes. Yes, my God. I mean, seriously, it made Ty extremely upset. And let me tell you what bothered me too. All of a sudden, something happened where some drink fell on them people's floors. I'm like,
Ooh,
these are nice hardwood floors. And you
nice
know
home.
what?
That's a nice
Now,
home. Mm.
now let me say this. I pushed that sofa back and I wiped that stuff up. I cleaned that floor off because
Oh,
again, I'm like, what I did not want to happen was these people say, "Ooh, these black people done got into this Airbnb, and now we got juice all we got juice all over the place." And I just, because having to have an Airbnb myself, you
mm-hmm.
don't want people to be like, damn, this is why we don't rent to black people. You see what I'm saying? And we in Buckhead at that. And I'm like, And so it was some stuff that like, just, I was glad that I was at the hotel. I didn't
So
really want to stay at the house either. So I was glad I was at the hotel.
so when I came through, I parked at a Publix a little bit out the neighborhood, and then um, what do you call it? Air not Airbnb, Ubered into the actual house, right?
Mhm.
Me and my daughter. I felt like the neighborhood was beautiful.
It is. It
Excuse me.
was.
I felt like the house was nice, very nice. It was beautiful too. Even the backyard, everything was nice. It was very,
Mhm.
it was manicured. It was cute. It was. It's there's nothing that I can say ugly about the house except
Mhm.
not even Excel. I was gonna say something about somebody, but it. I didn't already talk about him. I don't want to talk about him no more. Okay.
Mhm.
I talked about him months ago, so I'm just letting y'all know who it is. Okay. So I told myself I was gonna stop talking about him. But so the house was nice. Everything was nice, okay? But
Mhm.
okay, and I want to ask you, what were you impressed with and what were you let down by?
Oh. Hmm. Hmm.
We're just having a discussion, you guys.
Well,
Won't
no,
you
we
get into
discuss. We
the
having
information that you
discussion. This
haven't
ain't
heard
no
before?
shade. I mean, we having discussion. I mean, I don't feel like there's any gotcha questions because I've talked about it. Hey, dogs, lyric. I'm on the phone. Lyric. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's good girl. That's good girl. Right. So, what I was.
Don't try to outdo me with your goddamn dog, Negro. I couldn't take mine no more. So I gave it to my sister.
No, she good. She good.
My sister
Um.
love my girl. My sister loves
mm,
my dog. But go ahead.
let me see. What I was impressed with.
Yeah.
I was impressed with the people in the beef sector because we have some people who are very talented, and I believe the show could have been nice if it were done correctly. I was impressed with the talent,
Oh,
I was impressed. It was some really nice people. I
oh,
will say that. So
right.
can you hear me? Yeah, I was impressed with that. I was impressed with the house. I thought the house was very nice, and I thought they got it really nice. I thought that was good. The house was great. It wasn't a sprawling estate, but it was still a nice house. Like you said, I was
It was
disappointed
a
that
sprawling ranch to me. It was a
yeah,
nice,
yeah,
nice ranch.
it was a nice house. So I mean, I ain't gonna take nothing from it. It was very nice.
Okay.
What was disappointing to me,
Hmm.
a lot of these people took me seriously. They were like, I don't really like you because you be going too hard. And I'm like, are y'all serious? So again, these people were serious. And that took me by surprise. That took me by surprise. Um,
How does that take you by surprise?
because I didn't feel that way about them.
But
That's what I'm saying. I didn't feel that way about them. I mean, I saw D Ramsey. Now I will say D Ramsey was she was really cool. I enjoyed hanging with her and Key. I enjoy her. She sound like Rita. She from Baltimore, so all of them sound like Rita. But I enjoyed her. Sugar PYT was there and she was cool. So, but some of the people like the club chat people, baby, when I tell you if looks could kill, I would have been under. You hear me? 6 foot under, because some of them people were just like, are you serious? So
I feel you. You know, I told my story too.
yeah,
I felt
it
like
was a little
a little
off.
crazy at first till I started talking and we started conversing, and then it was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
None of them, none of the Key, Leo the Lioness was
Oh,
cool, D. But I'm talking about them low level people.
yeah. That's the ones I'm
Baby,
talking about.
baby, them low level people. Ooh, they was you baby, they wasn't smiling, they wasn't doing, they was just they done drank the Kool-Aid. I was like, okay, and you know me. Once the table was done, take me back to the hotel.
But
Um,
let me say this: that Oklahoma, not Oklahoma, the what's this town? Atlanta people I seen was the best looking club chat I've ever seen. I don't know about you, because I see some of the videos here and there. I really don't watch Sean Bradley unless something's really
mhm.
popping. But when you were talking about the staircase, I did go see what the staircase was about, and I was looking around, and I was like, I'm not seeing none of the young, cute girls that I saw in Atlanta.
Well, because they probably know better now.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, Atlanta was deep because it was a lot of infighting. So I don't know if that took some of the girls out, but it was some infighting in Atlanta. And I'm serious. And I'm not lying.
Ooh,
I mean, I'm not lying.
infighting like what?
Heidi
Just
will tell you, Fi Babe heard it. I mean, they were really fighting. And it
what was
was
the
a
fight?
lot of arguing. I mean, they were arguing harder than we were, to be
What
honest.
was Sean doing in Thai?
Well, let me say this. We were on the outside, but we could hear them. We could
Mm,
hear just the voices being raised, and somebody felt this way, and I mean, I'm like, well, damn. And so we don't know where they were placed, but we heard it, and because we had finished taping, it was their turn. So I don't know if they was turning up for the camera or not, but and then he tried to play it off like we ain't fighting each other, we ain't fighting each other. But then we hear that some people were cut. Some people did feel uncomfortable with other people later on. So yeah, it was interesting. So yeah, it was interesting. Um, but yeah, I mean, Atlanta was good. I enjoyed Atlanta. I just it could have been really nice. Um, the production seemed realistic. Now we did some outtakes, and I don't think if people saw them outtakes, but now I ain't gonna lie. I was roasting some people on them outtakes, and I had the sound production people just in tears. But I
really?
don't know if they're gonna show that or not because we did some outtakes, and I was trying to be nice, but then they don't,
What?
they pump you up, baby. It got real deep. So I don't know if we ever see that footage, but yeah. So
Whose personality was you most surprised by?
who was
Like,
our
whose
most?
personality was the most different from online?
Hmm, you know, that's hard. That's hard. I'm thinking of the people who were there. I had met Heidi already, so we were cool. But Heidi is cool. Heidi is cool, and I like her husband. Um,
Oh, I
she's
can see
cool.
that.
But Heidi was cool. I would say Nicole because Nicole came. You know how Nicole talking about I'm the ruler and da da da. But baby, when them girls was coming after her and she was shaking, I didn't see Nicole in that I'm the ruler. It's like I'm Nicole, average person trying to make it. Just use this persona for YouTube, but this is not really the person. You know what I'm saying?
She's
So I think Nicole was. I
alive.
think Nicole was the biggest. Like this is not
What you expect?
not what I expected. When she came in stepping, I'm like, okay, this Nicole. But when that drama popped off, that that was that Nicole was like, what is this? This is, and the thing is, this is my persona. This is who I am. I've had a lot of people to say, well, you were really nice. You weren't this, this, and this. I hung out with Key. Me and Key went to go get water for the group because we went out for a water run and we had a good time. We had a really good time, and I enjoyed hanging out with Key and D Ramsey. So D Ramsey, D Ramsey is a nice lady. I know we have been going at D Ramsey, but and I know that she came after Nicole, but D Ramsey, she's a nice lady. I really didn't have a problem with D Ramsey or Leo. I did not know Leo until Atlanta, and I thought Leo was pretty level-headed as well. But D Ramsey did give me the eye. She did give me that Jay Wilson and that kind of thing. But yeah,
So
she
honestly
was cool.
glad that she's where she at right now. Maybe I'm not if she's having financial problems or issues living, but her demeanor. Because if she was 50 something years old, jumping at motherfuckers off from the internet, that's crazy, the motherfucker to me. So
Well,
I'm
it
glad.
was, but like I said, but see, this is the thing. I didn't know I made people that upset. I really didn't. Because people don't make me upset. I just take it as, okay, what's going to be my script next? How I'm going to confront this, or what's my next move for this? But Nicole made a lot of people upset. And I could see why that happened because Nicole had said some stuff, and like I said, she already said I had dated L. Teddy Daddy. So it was a lot of stuff that Nicole had said a lot about other people. And she was like, "Well, isn't this YouTube? And don't we do this?" And folk wasn't feeling that, And people's like, "You said this about this," and people were bringing some stuff up that they felt was crossing the line, right? So it got deep. And so I understood what Nicole was doing and how she was being antagonist, but a lot of people didn't feel that way and they was ready to come fight her. And so, yeah, Heidi said she didn't like Fabe, but Fabe was like, "Oh, Heidi," and she's like, "Oh, okay," because Heidi was ready to fight. So, Heidi on now Heidi's situation, she was like, we don't work together like that. I ain't like you like that. So, but a lot of people who were upset with each other kind of got together in Atlanta. And again, I tried to respect Blaine because Blaine told me what made him upset, and I'm like, okay. Um, but then stuff changed, and I'm like, okay, this is what's going on. But a lot of people were disappointed with him because he wasn't acting crazy with me, and that's the thing. My rider lives wasn't acting crazy because they knew that I always tell people, I'm not serious about this. This ain't, I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? So when I went losing subs and people wouldn't get mad. But when you play that role and that you gonna do this to people, you don't like people, and then people don't see it, it pissed people off. And at the time, me and Tracy weren't getting along. And Tracy was right there saying, and da 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 da. And so some things happened. And I'm not beating up Tracy at that now because we're in a good place. But when I went to Atlanta, we weren't in no good place. And people was like, I don't believe Tim did this. And so he was getting a lot of flack from even, seeming like he was trying to be cordial with me. And that, a lot of people were upset.
I remember that. I remember that people were getting upset and stuff like that. I didn't think it was that necessary, but I do understand people being let down if they built up a character and a coalition against others. I do understand that.
Yeah.
Uh, I really appreciate you telling me everything about it. Like I said, when I pulled up on the scene, y'all had just left. The only person there was Tim. Tim did really, really, really surprise me. I did not consider him being that tall, and I did not consider his vibe. His vibe was very edgy and street and concrete. You know,
Hmm.
I did not. I did not. I did not even consider his look. His look I've clowned before, but like his look and the way he wore his clothes. I guess I didn't even consider anything. So when I saw it, I was just kind of like, what did I consider? Because this is not what I thought. But we just said hi, and then he went back to the room. He was able to have a room there, as you know. Um,
So
I
what
I
did you
thought
think? What did you think he was supposed to look like? What did you expect?
I expected Tim to be his energy to be more friendly. His energy was concrete feeling to me. He felt like he had been on the streets. And
Mm,
this is me standing up next to him while he was sitting there watching Club Chat. Him and my daughter was sitting there watching Club Chat talk for a couple minutes
mm-hmm.
before he asked Sean something. I forgot what he asked Sean. So he just came out his room and stood next to me, and I think Sean said, "Hey, this is woo woo," or maybe I said, I can't really remember. I won't even call that out. But I felt, I'm honestly, and this is no shade to Tim. I just felt unnerved. It was he felt, I hate to say dangerous because I wasn't scared of him, but he felt like the street. He did. That's just the energy, the vibe I got off of him.
Mm. Okay.
And
Hey.
he came out like, hey, hi, da da da. But he was very stealth and very matter of fact, and he didn't have a smile for anybody. It was just, I don't know. I just thought Tim was gonna be like, hi, folks. I don't know, like that old charming grandfather look. I don't know, cause see, I hadn't even got into it with Tim yet when I met him.
Mm.
I hadn't
I
heard.
didn't, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel it.
You didn't feel none of that. Well, you're a man too.
Okay. I didn't feel that. I mean,
And Jay Wilson, I love men. Like I love like hanging out with. I love the barbershop. I love shit. Like I love the barbershop. I love the grill. All
mhm.
that. So I've been around a lot of old men in my life. So none of the old men gave me a vibe of concrete. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't have any feeling towards anybody. I was just there to do a job. And so the only person who I did not bother with or care to have a conversation with was
Mm.
Wiley.
Why? You
But
really have you really tried to like disconnect from Wiley? You like you didn't
mm-mm,
know him or see him? Why?
I just don't like him. And I'm going to tell you
Wiley
why.
was the only one. Wiley was
No,
the
let me
Kenya
say, well,
Moore.
at the time, like I said, people like, oh, because he did this and he did this. No, Wiley just, mm-mm. It was
Wiley was the Kenya Moore of that whole
yeah, but
production.
like I said, I did what I needed to do. I did my shooting.
Okay.
I spoke with a few people, and I
Okay.
just moved on. I just didn't really have any time for him, and so I
Wait, so
talked
is
to
okay,
I
so the
talked to Jay
catfishing that
Dunn.
Wiley did, is that why you'll never fuck with him? The
It
catfish?
what he did.
The catfishing
Mm-mm,
online on the
mm-mm.
dating site. Is that why you'll never have you
Mm-mm.
just have
I was single, and and again, catfishing to me is I've actually seen you, and so when you put up false pretenses of this is who I am, but while it was in Dallas, I guess, or what have you, so he won't step into my door. But let me tell you what's so funny.
okay.
So when Wiley was with Armand Wiggins, Wiley was trying to come to San Antonio to do a collaboration. And so I'm
What?
like, so yeah. This is why Armand had a problem with Wiley.
Okay.
So I'm like, so you can drive down, and he said, oh, I don't have no car. I'm like, what?
What?
I'm like, what?
You're so crazy.
So I was gonna have to buy a bus ticket. So I was gonna try to get him on to Megabus because I know Megabus goes between Dallas and San Antonio. So this boy talking about I'm trying to get him down there. I'm gonna fly him to San Antonio and try to do this. I'm like, excuse me. And so that was like, no, you want to do a collaboration. And then I didn't know that it made Armand mad. So Armand was calling me because again, Armand didn't think we liked him, and it was a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, Armand thought I had flagged his page. I'm like, I don't flag people's pages. So it was a lot of stuff. And then when that situation came out with Wiley, of him being a catfisher, he does it all the time. And that situation came out with that guy who said that he was
Juan Key
illegally,
Pro.
yeah, like allegedly drugged. I'm like,
Ooh.
okay. See, so my thing is, that didn't bother me.
Uh-huh.
It didn't bother me at all. The thing that bothered me was Armand had told me, watch him because he's not trustworthy and he'll do anything to get the upper hand or get a coin. And
Okay.
he'll flip and he wants to get attention. So, like with the situation at the library,
Uh-huh.
that was about I don't think that well, it could have been trying to go viral and attention. So Armand had told me that long time ago. And I just always felt like, yeah, he tried to say that Kelly Love was trying to get him to a bathhouse. Now, this is really funny, and me and Kelly Love laughed about it, but me and Kelly Love was supposed to go zip lining.
Right.
And
He
so I wound up having to, go to work, and I had paid for it already. So there was no refund.
right.
So Wiley was the only person in Texas at the time that we knew. And
Mhm.
so Kelly Love reached out to him to see if he wanted to go zip lining. Wiley didn't know what zip lining was. He
So
said he thought it was a bathhouse.
wow.
So he said that Kelly Love was trying to get him to a bathhouse. Child. So it's that kind of stuff like that
Like
I'm just
what?
like, mm-mm. See, I'm saying this is the kind of stuff that like, so that what people tried to say, well, you was mad. No, it's just certain things that have happened and I've seen, and I'm like, no, because you would probably try to make amends with him, and he'll make it something totally different.
Yeah.
The only thing that me and Wiley agreed on and came to a consensus on is when I was making money and he saw how much money could be made, and Wiley clicked on. While people have been talking about some, you ain't making that money. Wiley saw that money and Wiley's like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And so Wiley's doing something totally different now, which I'm not mad, but I'm just not trying to find fame on YouTube. I'm not trying to be what's T.S. Madison and get a show. I'm not looking for that. I'm good where I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm good
Yeah,
with where I am. I'm not trying to do too much. I'm
Wiley
good right here.
Wiley pissed me off because I gave him a I gave him a cash app.
Hmm.
Other people I know gave him cash app. Wiley don't even the cash app, or he didn't. He used to not. He didn't say thank you when you gave it during the video, and he didn't give no response back on cash app. I don't like shit like that.
Well, you ain't the only one. When he was sick in the hospital, I said, y'all just help the brother out.
Hmm.
And I think I gave him $25. And he said, "Hey, Wilson just gave me $25." I'm like, oh, okay, I won't give you no
Uh,
more because that's $25 that you didn't earn. And I said no more. And then I really got turned off with him with that Rico situation. And again, people think I don't like Rico. I just think that Rico just he gets in a
he's
situation where
talking
he,
to
huh?
you, huh?
What'd you say?
He's easy to talk about for you.
Well, no, 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 no. I just leave Rico alone. That Wiley thing just turned me because we helped Rico and say, hey Rico, this dude is using you, da 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 da, and Rico was feeling bad. We really talked to Rico, and Rico was like, I know you're right, but as soon as Wiley gave him some attention, it was like, screw y'all. And then let me go back to attacking y'all. I'm like, oh, that's what we do. So I said, you ain't gonna ever like me then, and I'm good. But I just thought it was bad that he dogged the hell out of Rico, and to come find out from VS that Wiley didn't have no place to stay because VS wasn't gonna let Wiley stay with her. So Wiley had no other choice but to go back and stay with Rico. And after he left Rico to be with somebody else and left Rico, and I ain't trying to be funny, but Rico had cooked that chicken rice. He had cooked that chicken and rice on them two eyes on that hot plate, and he slaved over that. And then this boy just gets up and leave and go with somebody else. I'm like, you crazy to let him stay back. Tell him to get a hotel.
Right.
Mm-mm. So I saw how he dogged out Rico, but that's what he does. And so I'm like, I'm good. But again, we tried to tell Rico and help Rico, and Rico to this day, I don't know. And he was up while his butt. And so after that, I'm like, you know what? You can't be nice to folk. Just let them do what they do. So that's how I felt about the whole thing. Properly, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Well,
you ain't saying nothing.
well, I didn't want to get. I'm trying to think what I'm finna say next because you said you got advice from Armand, but Armand ain't. Do Armand? Hello.
Well, this was at the beginning.
Okay.
This was at the beginning, and my mom felt that Wiley wasn't loyal,
Right.
and I'm like, well, he should be able to talk to who he wants to, but then Wiley was doing some backhanded stuff.
I do
And
remember.
so Armand said, I'm done with it. And then, of course, Wiley flipped on Armand, and Armand, and to be honest, I thought they were dating or something because I'm like, does Armand live in Dallas? Because I thought and here Armand living in California and Wiley's in Dallas, but it was weird. It was weird to me, and so yeah, it was a little different, but yeah, it was some stuff at the beginning that I said, yeah, I don't trust this. And again, even coming on platforms and stuff, I was very leery. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. And I'm
Uh-huh.
always looking at that. I'm like, okay, what's the people's angle, of coming on the platform? Some people maybe, some people no, because that's what you want. And so yeah, some people, yeah. And then I don't go on everybody's platform because I'm just leery, and I just have a rule of thumb. If I want to help you make money, I'll help you make money. If I don't, then I'm not going on the platform, and vice versa.
Well, let me ask you this, Jay Wilson.
Hmm.
So, if you had a chance to make up with Quanie, would you initiate it?
No, absolutely not.
What about Jay Dunn? Oh no, I know about Jay Dunn. You said no.
Well,
Okay.
I would. I told Jay Dunn, look, we can have a conversation, but you know, what you did was really out of line, out of pocket. And I'm like, I've had people's numbers, and we don't even get along with each other
Okay.
anymore. But under no circumstance have I ever thought of posting somebody's address or phone number. And I'm like, yeah, I don't get that, And so, yeah, Quanie, no, because I've seen too much. And Quanie flips, 1 minute she's okay, 1 minute, she's not. And of course, she talked about my mom, who's deceased as well. But I'm like, yeah, I get it. So, yeah.
How long has your mom been deceased? And I'm sorry to hear that. I actually understand that loss.
hmm My mom's been deceased since 2005.
Okay, so seven.
hmm
What is it? 2000. 18 years. Whoa.
hmm hmm So she even went there with me. And I'm like, no,
Oh,
some.
she lived with you?
Yeah, she said something. I'm like, well, my mom's deceased, so. And I said, I know who my mom is, so what you ever got to say about her don't really affect me
Oh yeah,
because
baby.
I
I'll
know.
fuck with Quanie again. Oh no. After that shit she did today, baby, that bitch is gone. That bitch is dissolved. I don't fuck with that hoe. That bitch is crazy. My mom, you could call my mom. I'm sure you could call your mom. You could call my mom. My mom was alive, and you mentioned my name. She smiled with glee. She talked to you,
Likewise.
talked to you about whatever, and was proud of me. We didn't get that from the conversation with her mama. And that funky bitch did way too much today. Way too much.
See, I didn't really hear her.
Oh yes.
I heard now again. I don't have a problem with telling people who I listen to.
Mhm.
If I'm listening to you at the time, I say this, but
Jay
I
Wilson,
thought
he said you not listening and then repeat everything the nigga said. Now come on.
no. Some people I do, and some people I don't. I'm being real because I don't have a problem to say, "Oh, I listen to this person." Like I listen to Demetri Litt all day.
Yeah, I can.
Um, I haven't listened to Deanna Irvin in a while, but at one point in time I did because I still think
Mhm.
she was country funny, but
Yeah.
I just don't listen to her that much now. But I did listen to Sean, and my name was mentioned. And then he was like, "Don't mention Properley's mama. Don't you just mention somebody besides her mama?" So I did hear all of that, but I didn't hear what she did on her own. But I
Oh,
did hear her mention
she,
not to mention your mama.
she's a depraved individual. This is not. It's not like because she said to my mom, or about my mom that I'm just not understanding. No, I've been known that she was depraved.
hmm
And I got to the point where I couldn't even share her videos because they were so crazy, you know? And,
hmm
and couldn't, and there's also to the point where I couldn't even get through 30 minutes of it because it was just so crazy. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want that type of shit in my mind and haven't heard it. And then when I seen her do it to me, I wasn't surprised, but that just solidified I would never ever fuck with that dog bitch again.
hmm Well, I
Ever.
knew she was crazy.
Yeah,
Now,
she's
but I
crazy.
didn't give her alcoholic because I thought
She was
Quantity did.
Jay Wilson.
Huh?
Y'all try to call me. I call it about watching me drinking, but we didn't see. We don't never see her drink because she see.
Mm-mm. I ain't never called you alcoholic. I ain't say you were alcoholic, but I did. I did get with you at that restaurant, but I ain't never called you alcoholic.
You called me an alcoholic on Villanore's panel. I seen it today. I just saw the video again today.
Okay. Well, that was when we was
I ain't
fighting,
tripping.
right?
I know I'm not, so I ain't tripping.
That's when we were fighting, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
it
but
matter. You knew
but
I.
okay. Besides that skirmish on V Lenora, you ain't never heard me call you an alcoholic or anything. I mean, I really haven't, except for V Lenora, and I'll say, with that.
Right.
But
And I'm not calling Quanie. I call it. I just know that she sounds like she's drinking, and when you
well,
start upping and shit, it just exacerbates that.
this is what I. So I thought Quantity had some position at the airline industry because I'm like, well, she can't be drinking. I said, I mean, she sounds like she's drinking, but she can't be drinking because she can be tested at any time. I'm thinking that she's a flight attendant or something. Now the people said, now I don't know because I have not confirmed, but the people say she throw luggage on the conveyor belt, girl. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that for
But
years. Hmm.
she I never forget, I never forget, I was at a karaoke, and this is when YouTube was like in mid YouTube, right? And
Right.
all of a sudden I hear Quanie say, Jay Wilson, Jay Wilson. And I'm like, what is wrong with this woman? Jay Wilson. She said, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. She said, I'm at the airport in Van Nuys. I'm so tired. Jay Wilson. This is
Mm.
Quanie. Jay Wilson. I'm so tired. And I listened to her and I'm like, is she okay? I ain't gonna ever forget that. She said, I'm in Van Nuys.
As in California.
Yeah. And I'm like, is she all right? I'm like, what you doing in Van Nuys? And why you
And
so
that
tired?
phone,
Huh?
she was calling you on the phone, right?
No, it was alive. It
What?
was alive, and I was playing it because I just had finished doing karaoke. So I was going home and listening to this foolishness as I was going home. Jay Wilson, Jay Wilson. And I'm like, is she okay? I'm like, is she okay? Because she was
Right.
really off. And the only reason why I
What?
didn't think she was drinking because I thought she was like a gate agent or I thought she was a flight attendant or something in the air. And I'm like, well, she can't be drinking because I said they'll test her,
Right.
And so I'm like, and as a flight attendant, you would never come to work drunk because they do random tests at any time, a random alcohol test or drug test at any time, and you lose your job. So I'm
Right.
like, I know she ain't drunk. I'm like, I know she may drink, but is she a drunk? No. And then when I found out, according to the people, that she was throwing luggage on the conveyor belt, I'm like, oh, okay. That's what they said. Then she told the children that she had heated floors. That took me out. So anyway.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't hear any of that, but I have heard her hiccuping and slurring and shit like that. And she just swear to God, everybody else is some kind of drunk but her. So I'm just like, girl, bye.
Well,
Yeah, I really don't have it for Quantity no more. She didn't even hurt me. Her and Sean Bradley come with narrative talking about that bitch hurt me. Do you know she cried on Sean Bradley Live?
she cried to Sean Brad. I'm getting a drink of water. She actually cried to me about Sean Bradley.
I
And I'm,
heard you
I'm serious
earlier.
about that. And it bothered me. Because I mean, she said, I'm here with my husband, which I heard ain't her husband.
Uh-uh.
But she said, I'm here with my husband. This was in Vegas. And this is when Sean had let her go. He had said, you're not coming, did it on camera. Because I guess club chat people didn't want her. He said that they felt uncomfortable. And so he said she couldn't go. Quanie was dead set on coming. And Sean blamed me, talking about something, you let that lady come. No, I didn't. I stopped that lady from coming to your event because she was getting ready to come and wreck that event. She was coming to show out. And oh, she was crying like a baby. And I'm like, Quanie, I'm like, just do something else. I said, he don't own all of Vegas. I said, you act like he owned all of Vegas and they rented all of Vegas out. Like you can't go to no other places. And then she was supposed to be meeting somebody with Club Chat, which I didn't get. And again, come to find out, Leo was the person because Leo had mentioned it. But she was crying and she was on the phone with me. And I'm like, well, girl, is you spending time with your man? That's what I'm saying. You worried about Sean, you crying to me. And then she was the one who told me that Sean had got a property where people had to sit in a meeting for an hour and listen to a presentation. And I'm like, nah, he ain't kicking back on no timeshare. So how Quanie had said it, that Sean had the people staying at a timeshare, and that Sean was getting the kickback from the timeshare people if somebody got a timeshare. Now that's what she told me. I don't know if that's true or not, but people be saying stuff on Mad Day. But that's what she told me. I mean, she was really upset with him, crying and everything. And she
Besides,
said, I did, huh?
what was the verbiage besides the crying?
Hmm. Oh, I
The
mean,
verbiage.
that's it. And then she talked about, how she flew to help him out,
Yeah.
with Susie and how this is how he do her. And it was crazy. So she was really upset.
I hate that for her. I
And
really
I
do.
had to listen to that, and I'm like, and then this is why I don't get well now you up there skinning and grinning, and I'm like, this man. Now again, we've had our skirmishes, but with the exception of Villanora and going back and forth, but we've had our pettiness. But I never invite you to some place and say you can't go. You know what I'm saying? I've never disinvited you from a place in front of people because the people felt uncomfortable around you. And that's what he did to her. Period. And so I thought that was pretty like shady. And so, and this is nothing that I heard. This is firsthand account. So yeah, it was pretty eye opening. And she does care about what people do to her and all of this stuff because she was absolutely in tears and mad because Sean had told her she couldn't come to the event. And this is what I thought. I thought that Sean had an event like with Lady Nika and people were living in the place. So I'm like, well, so I was more concerned about that. I'm like, I know you ain't going to Vegas and you're going to be in a room with that man, in an Airbnb. But she said, no, it was like a villa and it was like, a hotel, but they call it a villa. So it's different rooms. So she could never, she could not see him if she didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? So, because I thought it was an Airbnb type of situation at the beginning. And that concerned me because I'm like, I don't know if you need to say that. And then when she explained to me that it was a villa, I'm like, okay, not a problem. I mean, y'all stayed in the same hotel, but it's a hotel and not like an Airbnb. And so, yeah, but he thought I was trying to sabotage his stuff. Baby, I kept Quanie from coming in there and tearing it up because her plan was to find out where y'all was, and she was going to give you a piece of her mind, and she was really getting ready to get turned up. And I said, Quanie, don't do that. It's not worth it. I'm like, long as you're fine, enjoy it, enjoy your room. She was mad because she spent all that money, and then all of a sudden he said you're not invited anymore. So you see where it was some deep stuff. And I just said, damn, that's how you do people. But that's how he did Quanie. So probably you sleepy. Go to bed because I'm getting ready to go to bed myself. You sleepy. Lord Properly done got some shrimp and some sushi. She done got some shrimp and sushi and done left me on here. Lord have mercy. Anyway, you all, I think Properly may be gone, but I gotta go because I gotta spend some time with my dog. But I hope you all have a good night. I'd like to thank Properly Bonafide for coming up. Um, I'm done with the topic. I just wanted to straighten the narrative. Properly Bonafide brought it to my attention about, I guess, going after Via Lenora. It wasn't because I wanted her to take the stuff down. It was because it was just good drama, and that's what we do. But I don't have any problem with Via Lenora or anybody. Just wanted to set the record straight. Yeah, it was just a lot of stuff going on, and so yeah, so that's how I felt about it. And I'm glad Properly came up. I'm sure I would be very surprised if we don't hear anything about it, but I know we will because this is the beef sector. So I will talk to y'all later. Thank you, Properly Bonafide, for coming on. I want to thank all the content creators that have come by. Peace and love. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later.